Here we go. The Jets are taking calls on trading Davante Adams. Wonder if there's a team that could be interested, should be interested. Not sure if they are interested, or at least not the general manager. I know some players are. Addition. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Got to get our Badgers on the winning track again. Edition. And if you want to come at me, bro, go ahead. When I say that it's ridiculous that the Packers have raised season ticket prices 15 of the last 16 years. But having been a season ticket holder, I feel like I'm not just some reporter guy with an opinion. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter.
No, we're good. Yep, we're good.
It's not on Twitter? It's not on Facebook?
We're on Twitter. We're good
We're on Twitter.
Yep.
Not on Facebook, though.
Facebook?
We're working on Facebook.
LinkedIn?
No.
Boy, all those people that made me a connection on LinkedIn, hope they're enjoying all the links to channel3000.com now after I wasn't posting.
It sounds like we're getting closer to being back on Instagram.
Not yet, though.
That'll be fun when we get that on.
Kind of excited about that, too. And, of course, on YouTube, which I do know is operating.
2 different YouTubes. Pick your favorite.
I'm Jace Wilde in Green Bay, Jesse Nelson, trying to get us up and running with the video on Facebook in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and also in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. What are you doing there?
I work here. That's what I'm doing here. What are you talking about? What am I doing here? I'm here twice a week. At least once a week.
Twice a week?
At least once a week.
Okay. And on Wednesday, we'll be at the Pella Experience Center, which I'm very excited.
Oh, you're throwing that out already. Okay. Yeah, we are very excited. Very, very excited about that.
It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm a little curious. If you were to say that you are a monster front runner, bandwagon
Me?
Betty. No. If you were going to say that you are the bandwagon Betty, and I'm only picking the best of the best teams, what teams would we be? And I'm saying this, and I love Hunter Vaughn. I love it when he subs for Jesse, which is a lot. But old boy's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, it's not easy.
He's rocking a Duke sweatshirt in the Everlight Solar ESPN studios today. Like,
big Yankees fan, too?
Yankees, and then what else? What else are we missing?
Lakers or the Celtics?
Yeah, Lakers.
Yeah.
Like,
Ohio State football.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know.
Scenario.
I think you'd go Bama probably, right? Wouldn't you go Bama for football?
Yeah, probably Bama. You're right. Yeah.
Like, what? Come on. There's no way it just randomly that's who you end up picking as your favorite teams.
All right. So he's in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studio
Yeah, we're
area?
on Facebook.
How'd you do that?
Breaking news.
Probably Hunter.
Yeah.
Probably Hunter figured that out.
We got it.
Hunter's a smart, capable man. And he is a bandwagon Bobby. I don't know, whatever we want to call it. But the Duke sweatshirt kind of triggered me a little bit this morning. I'm not going to lie to you.
So do we need to bring him in to defend himself?
No, we don't. No, I don't
so
need to.
Wait, we're besmirching him.
No, there's nothing besmirching.
Oh, it's besmirchy.
How is that besmirchy?
Saying that you're a front runner and you only cheer for all the teams
Well,
that
he would argue
are
back that the Cowboys
blue bloods.
haven't won anything in 28 years, and he ain't wrong.
Well, he's right about that.
So, no, it's just as an observation, and I like to give my observations on the radio.
Speaking of Hunter, Jesse, are you coming?
Fred Dreyer.
Love that show. D.D. McCall, his partner. Jesse, are you going to come to Pella on Wednesday, or are you going to hold down the fort there?
There's no lunch, I don't think.
Yeah, Tausch couldn't promise me any free food, so
Maybe we could arrange
No,
lunch.
Gina always has stuff, but I think Jesse,
Isn't
It's a big week, Jason. We got
There's state stuff. There's
four high school basketball broadcasts in 3 days this weekend on ESPN Madison. Sunday, as we know, is the Super Bowl of bowling, the Wisconsin High School Bowling State
in Neenah and
Championships.
Oshkosh,
Correct.
as I learned from
So,
trivia.
Big week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it on Wednesday down to Pella and Brookfield on top of all that, but I hope you guys have a lot of fun,
We'll
and
have a
I'll hold
great
things
time.
down here.
We'll have a great time.
Well, the good news is I wasn't really hoping you'd be there. I have something for Hunter, and I was hoping you could deliver it for him, for me.
You could come here and give it to him yourself.
I'm going to be there. I don't know. It won't be this week, but I'm hoping maybe next week. So there you go. All right. We're not going to besmirch Hunter for being a front runner. Also, by the way, speaking of Hunter and the Cowboys, the guy that we were all thinking because Rob Domofsky told us to pay attention to him, Osa. Okay, I knew I was going to him.
I can't imagine they're going to actually tag him.
Why wouldn't they?
$25 million a year. It's a lot.
Oso Odigizua, there you go, apparently subject to the franchise tag from the Dallas Cowboys. So that was the guy that Rob Domofsky told us to keep an eye on because he could be a Packer. Maybe he's going to get the franchise tag and get traded to the Packers, but if he gets the franchise tag, that changes the paradigm. Speaking of people who got the franchise tag and got traded, Davante Adams is officially on the trade market as the Jets are taking calls on him. Tausch, do you think their phone is ringing off the hook?
No. And I think Davante is looking at it. Why would he, unless somebody is going to take him on and pay him the 30-some million, which nobody is going to do.
Correct.
I don't know why. I get it. You never get what you don't ask for. I'm sure the Los Angeles Lakers never thought they'd get Luka Doncic, and they did.
Here we go again.
And Doncic is going to probably lead those guys to a championship, which is unbelievable. I don't know. I'm really rooting against that because I am not a fan of how all of that played out. But you don't get what you don't ask for, and if the Jets are thinking they can get a pick, good for them. Let's see, and maybe it's to the team that Davante goes to them and says, here's the deal. These are 3 teams that I am going to want to go to, that I will work a new deal out with. And if you work it out with them, I might be open to helping you help me. But he has no loyalty to that operation. His quarterback, the reason he went there isn't there. Got a whole new team. I would think he'd want to start clean. And for the first time, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, in his career, he'd be an unrestricted free agent.
That is correct.
That would be something that I'm sure he'd like to see, even though probably 3 years ago obviously would have been better. He'll have that opportunity to pick where he wants to go. Now, if I'm Green Bay, I might make it more difficult. I might go and say, hey, we'll offer you a 7th, but we need to negotiate a new deal with Davante. That takes that into equation, and it gives us that opportunity for something really rare.
Righting a wrong.
The redemption story.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you said it was righting a wrong.
It could be both. The redeeming arc, however you want to put it, which I think it is a perfect fit for both sides. Now, I know Davante wants to go back out west. He went back west, and he went about as far east as you can go to play. So always listen to what people do, not what they say. I think Davante wants to go to a contender. He wants to finish his Hall of Fame career, and he wants to make as much money as he can. Green Bay can offer all of those things. I don't know if the Chargers/Rams and some of these other teams are going to be as interested or as intriguing as fulfilling the redemption arc that Davante Adams could do in Green Bay. That would be much more special from the outside. Davante's got his own thing. I get that. But it makes a ton of sense, and I think it should happen, and it will take one of those 3 big boxes that we heard Rob Domofsky say on Friday the Packers are going to be uber aggressive in trying to make this team better.
Well, I have also seen from the national perspective that with the Giants considering old boy as their next quarterback.
Why would Aaron Rodgers ever want to go to the Giants? Like, they have no chance. They're going to be, I think I heard Chris Canty say, awful for Arch. I don't know if Archie Manning is that big of a prospect. I get the last name. I understand all that.
Sure.
But why would he want to go and be a part of that? And if you're the Giants, he'll probably help you win a couple of games. I'll probably take you out of that equation.
It's a good point.
It's because the coach and the GM are, and this is why you fire people. What are you doing? These guys are going to go gung-ho to win in a case where you probably don't, and they're not going to have the roster, and they're going to be in a very difficult division now that Washington is climbing. Dallas stinks, but they're going to have two teams that will be two of the favorites in the NFC, and you're sitting here, no running back, no offensive line. You have one wideout that people love, and then you're going to bring a 42-year-old quarterback that doesn't have the same mobility and couldn't lead the hand-picked Jets team that was supposedly stacked to more than 5 or 6 wins. I don't understand from either side why that would make any sense. Indianapolis. McAfee needs to get that done. A-Rod needs to go to Indy.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground here. I do want to get into a little more about Davante Adams, but I feel like we've been talking about him for quite a while. I also do want to get into the Friday news dump is real.
Yeah. No, but who said it wasn't?
Well, no one said it wasn't.
Oh.
I just thought that was re-emphasized when the Packers announced at 3 p.m. on Friday.
Should have went a little later. I like a 5 p.m. news dump.
That they're raising ticket prices across the board, $7 to $21 per seat per game. Now, I understand that I am predisposed to push back on things. And one of the things that bothered me was the fact that they kind of made a big to-do out of the fact that they are revoking season tickets from folks who have sold every one of their tickets, 100% of their tickets, for multiple seasons.
You can't monitor that if it's cash only.
Well, that's why they love the digital only tickets.
Welcome to that's a whole nother conversation.
It is. But here's the thing. They've been doing that for 4 years now. First time they've ever actually mentioned it. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that this is the biggest ticket increase that they've done in a very long time, and the fact that it's been 15 out of the last 16 years. So I would like to get into that if I could at some point.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because it does I'm curious.
You've always been anti-raise prices. You want prices lowered.
I'm not saying you have to cut prices. I'm saying
that's kind of what you
don't have to raise them 15 times out of the last 16 years, and the only year you don't is post-COVID.
What if the new rule was, if your team doesn't go over 500, you can't raise ticket prices? I think that's a fun little
I like that.
push. So if you go over 500, you can raise ticket prices. You can't get to 500 or better. It's got to be or better because now with the 17 game.
Sure.
No ticky raise.
Ticky. Here's the thing. Even if your tickets are becoming less affordable, the beauty of it is windows have never been more affordable from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin with the deal they've got going right now.
Yes, 0%. 72 months. How many ticket price raises has that been in Green Bay over that course of time?
6 in a row.
Lot can happen in 6 years. You can go from changing diapers to dropping off your kid at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. You can become a Duke fan, then you can hate Duke, and then you can be upset about them beating Wisconsin. All of those things. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. 10-year labor warranty. That is always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends March 8th. You'll be seeing Jason and I, not Jesse, down at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield on Wednesday. We got some fun stuff brewing with our gal Gina. And you got some fun stuff. If you need windows and or doors, right now is the time. 0% for those 72 months / 6 years. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
All right, Jesse, before I know we've been all over the map in our initial segment here. And I'll try
to get the Badgers getting beat at the Breslin.
Well, I was actually avoiding that.
Lost two out of three since someone said something.
Listen, you shoot that bad. I mean, that was bad.
I believe the quote was stupid mistakes as well. Here's the question I have. I'm getting a lot of messages on the ESPN Milwaukee, in the YouTube chat on ESPN Milwaukee. Is anyone else's audio skipping?
Come on, Jesse.
Come on, guys. Come on, Jesse. Tausch's mic is cutting it out.
Jesse?
Quit watching semi-pro bowling and get the audio fixed.
That's harsh, but fair.
Now
harsh,
Wilde's mic is cutting it out.
Oh, boy.
Let's get them a CB radio.
Oh, I like that idea. A whole show like Breaker.
Breaker 19, Breaker 19 for a radio check.
You know when you have two restaurants in the same city of the same kind, and you say, let's not go to that one, let's go to the better one across town?
Oh, boy, you're going to start besmirching our own YouTube channel?
The ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel, apparently they can't get it together over there. I'd like to direct all criticism to Josh DiMaggio on the board in Milwaukee.
Boy.
Come on over where the grass is greener on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Hang out with the dwellers in those comments. Have a grand old time with some clean audio. Come on over, everybody.
Oh, boy. This is not a great way to start the week out, but...
It's the perk of being on two YouTube
but
channels.
The comments are so funny.
I can't wait for Joshy to come back firing because I don't think he's going to take that lightly. If he's working today, I don't know if he's on or not.
If he was on the phone, you would hang up on him. Jesse needs another day off. Jesse is slacking per usual.
Jesse has nothing to do with the Milwaukee YouTube channel.
We have a lot of anti-Trumanites in this group. Anytime a buck can be passed, you're firing that bad boy down somewhere else.
Joe, ESPN needs to restructure Wilde and Tausch, lower that cap number, and pick up an audio-visual professional.
Oh, Burr. Wow.
Okay. Of course, if you're in Milwaukee, you have no idea what we're saying because you're hearing every third word. So
it's like Hangman.
We'll be back, hopefully with better audio in Milwaukee. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Making the switch to solar energy is easy with Everlight Solar. Mark Tauscher here, and with vacations and big sporting events and other fun events coming up, we would all love to have a few extra bucks in our pocket. How would you like to start saving money while also helping save the planet? All you have to do, make the switch to Everlight Solar. Our family is one of many who have made the switch to solar over the last several years. And also, like many others, we weren't exactly sure where to even start when we came to that conclusion. And that's when we met with the great team at Everlight Solar. They outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. It was super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more. Schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
She's always putting the needs of others first.
My husband went hunting. I'm texting him because I'm like, well, in case he's like about to get a deer or something.
Oh, gosh. You can call him at that point.
Well,
Except for the occasional sports take she claims to be her own.
the Green Bay Packers have had an easier time replacing MVP Aaron Rodgers than they have replacing Mason Crosby.
Back from giving birth to beautiful twins, ESPN Madison welcomes Molly Brown back to Jim, Matt, and Molly. But it's not like her husband will know.
I get offended when he brings up Kay Adams. I get a little jealous. I get annoyed. I'm like, how come you listen to her show but not mine?
Asking all the important questions.
Do you have tater tots in your pocket? What's up with that?
And helping bring the show back to its gold medal standard.
I don't have high expectations or really any expectations at all.
Don't miss Jim, Matt, and Molly, featuring the return of Molly Brown.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, maybe?
Tuesday on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
We're on the Brewers.
They're really good at identifying talent. They're really good at developing talent.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
This is one of the best organizations in Major League Baseball.
100.5 ESPN.
Hold on, I don't wanna know what it's like when you're gone. I don't wanna move on. I don't wanna know what it's like when you're gone for good. You're slipping through my fingertips, a little bit by a little bit. I didn't know the love of you was the happiest I've ever been. So I'm just trying to hold on.
I have one teammate question before we move forward.
Okay. Is this a news dump type
No.
teammate question?
No, it's a Jesse question. So obviously we're dealing with some technical difficulties in Milwaukee.
And in fairness, we got a lot of moving parts.
We do.
We
exactly.
have a Milwaukee. We got there's a lot of moving parts. And Jesse, no offense to Jesse, Jesse's going to worry about Jesse and Jesse's responsibilities, which are the Madison group. That's where Jesse's head's at.
Yeah, he's a supervisor.
And is he going to go above and beyond to help Josh and Ashy and the Milwaukee crew? The answer is a resounding no. We all know this, though, by now. Is that fair, Jesse? Is that fair? I said above and beyond. You'll do bare minimum.
I'll go above or beyond. I don't know if I'll go above and beyond.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
That's a really good line. That kind of leads into my
Jesse's
question.
all excited. He's won a big meat raffle. Dude's got ham coming out of his pockets.
Wait, what?
Big meat raffle winner this weekend.
Actually, we won 3 different rounds of the meat raffle up north this weekend. The first 2 of which were not even meat. We won 2 blocks of cheese, and then we won cookie dough. 4 pounds of cookie dough.
A cookie dough raffle?
That ain't going to be great for your diet, all that cookie dough.
No, it is not. And then we got some ribs, and then one of the tables next to us, once it was over, proposed a trade. Felt like Goody wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
Ended up with some good stuff, so worked
How
out
did that
great.
trade? They initiated the trade?
They approached our table.
What did they want, the cheese or the cookie dough?
The cookie dough.
Ooh.
Which we were willing to part with.
Absolutely.
But we had to play hardball. We had to be like, I don't know.
Act like you love the cookie
We were
dough.
thinking about having some cookies this week. We had no intention
Because we're
of
going to
having
send
any
Eleanor.
cookies.
Eleanor, part of the softball deal is selling cookie dough. We're going to send her over to the Nelson compound. Make sure you get some more cookie dough.
Would love to see her at the front door for
Now,
sure.
So yesterday, I'm not going to name the place we went. We went to church. Eleanor and I we've been really good. We've been getting to church on a consistent basis now that hockey is winding down.
Praise the Lord.
Absolutely. She picked a certain chain to go get breakfast.
A church chain?
No, it's like a donut shop. I'm not going to name names because there's no ice cream there. And we saw the Rundys, who are one of our families that we coach in baseball. We've gotten to know their family well. They're selling Girl Scout cookies out in front.
Outside of the donut shop?
Yes, which I thought very nice of the donut shop to let this happen. I wouldn't, if I was the donut people, I wouldn't do it.
Very nice of
I
the
thought
donut
they did that
shop.
at grocery stores.
I don't know. They were there, and it was brisk out. What is the gotta buy what? What do you think from my perspective? I don't want, just for the record, nothing against Girl Scout cookies. I'm not a Monster fan. Like, I like the coconutty ones.
Wow.
I'm just not. It's not my deal. I mean, obviously, I'm going to eat
That's
cookies.
surprising. It's a
bit
But
of an
I'm trying to
upset.
be healthier. I'm not trying to wolf down a bunch of peanut butter patties and all the other stuff. That's just not.
I don't like peanut butter patties
You know
either.
I hate mint, so the Thin Mints, she said something about Thin Mints. I said, get
Thin
that
Mints
out
are
of
the
here.
best.
It's those little, I don't know what they call them now. They used to call them Samoas. I don't know what they call them now.
Caramel Delights.
They're fantastic. It is by far the
Jesse,
best.
you're going to miss these when you're being skinny.
That was the best.
Uh-huh. Peanut butter sandwiches.
What's the protocol there?
5.
5 boxes?
No.
4 for $20. They're $5 each,
No,
right?
they're $6 each. I don't know what
They went up?
Yeah, inflation.
Yeah, it depends if you're getting a deal. We were
They don't give deals.
Deal? What do you...
Girl
is this a
Scout,
meat rack?
Girl Scout sellers now are giving deals?
If I was one of them, I'd say you can get $1 off. You buy 4 instead of 3 at face value or whatever.
Do they let you do that?
Package of 4.
I don't think
know the
Jesse's
rules.
never been a Girl Scout.
Yeah, I'm the least qualified.
Well, why did you just say that then?
Because
You
He's a
sound like
wheeler
that
dealer.
dude trying to get DK Metcalf to the Packers. It's this, and then it's this,
Yeah.
and then it's this, and
And
then
now
it's
it's
like,
not
well, I
happening.
don't know. It doesn't sound like it's going to happen. Yeah, no blank, dude.
Corbin Nelson, right?
Corby.
here. Yeah.
You're the Corbin Nelson of Girl Scout cookies.
Corbin Burnson.
We bought 3. They were selling them at a bar we were at on Thursday night.
They were selling Girl Scout cookies
Yep.
in a bar?
Oh, yeah.
If they're smart, they go down
good
to
crowd.
Langdon Street here in Madison. I don't know what the equivalent Brady Street. I'm not sure where Brady Street. I know would sell a lot of Girl Scout
yeah.
cookies. But then, do you go out and you have them out till 2 in the morning? How bad do you want it, Girl Scouts? I mean, you want to sell a ton of cookies? Get out to Langdon, get out to Brady Street, Water Street, and get pushing. You're going to sell
Get
an
pushing.
inordinate amount of cookies if you go down there at that time of the day. So I guess you'll get an idea. Anyways, they were there till noon. We ended up buying some, and
How many did you get? Well, wait a minute. You can't ask us how many you should have
we
gotten.
bought
Why
3
would you get-
because I had a 20, and I said, all right, we'll do this. Because I'm going to go cash on. I'm not giving a credit card to the Girl Scouts. We're going to give
never
20.
know what they're going to charge
So
you.
we did 3, yes. And I thought it was $5 a box, and we would have gotten 4, but it was only 3, so that's the road we went down, which I feel good about, but I don't feel great because I don't really want Girl Scout cookies around my house. Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand. You can also just make they do like a ship the cookies to military personnel around the world.
I don't think that's what happens, but maybe you know more. I guess your girls.
Our girls were Girl Scouts for a while.
Why'd they retire?
Not enough time in the schedule for the meetings.
Yeah.
Very busy they are. Yeah.
So we bought 3 packages at the bar, but then we were playing this music bingo on Thursday night at this local establishment where they would play a song. If it's on your bingo card, you mark it off. And if you won bingo, you also got a package of cookies. We bought 3 packages of cookies.
But you guys are big bingo winners.
Then we won
Yeah.
3 rounds of bingo, so we ended up with
You would
6
be an annoying
packages.
bingo winner. I guarantee you get up and make a whole spectacle of winning bingo.
Just
too.
puffing.
Don't
yeah.
you?
Bat
Because
flip.
you're a showman.
Winning is
You
fun.
are a showman.
Yeah, the perk of bingo is getting to yell bingo.
So-
It's the one rule.
Yeah, I would
Like,
agree. I don't have a problem
You
with
got
it.
yeah.
The-
If you got
so
it, go win.
If I ask them, because there are 2 kinds, like Eleanor wanted peanut butter or peanut butter patties, whatever they call those. I went with the whatever those coconutty ones are, and then I basically there were 3. What do they call Girl Scouts? Is there like birds or what do they say, birdsies or?
Well, they're brownies.
There you go, whatever that is. And I asked them, sell me a 3rd box. I'm already telling you I don't like mint. Sell me
You are
on
a
another
piece of
box.
work.
What I want this is
I
about
love it.
learning and
No,
about
no,
having
I
conversations.
love it. Yeah.
I know Izzy. I bet she's been on Eleanor's softball team. So
Got to earn it a little bit.
and they really pushed on these French toast ones.
Those are good.
Never had them.
Oh yeah, those
Didn't
are good.
feel like the
Icing.
crew when I brought them home. Didn't feel like anybody was that excited about it.
What about the lemonades?
We didn't go that route. They
French
sold us hard
toasties.
on the French. If I'm going to do this, it's like if I go to a restaurant and have the waitress or waiter sell me on a meal and they're passionate about it, and then I say, well, I'll take the stroganoff. That's rude. They sold me, and 2 of the 3 pushed pretty hard on these French. Now, granted, I think that was what they had the most left of, but I'm all right. That's salesmanship.
It's
That's
one of the
selling.
newer flavors, so they're not selling as well because they're not as known, but they are very good.
Okay. And I'm assuming Thin Mint is still the top seller of the Girl Scout cookies. Is that fair?
I would assume. I can find an official list if you would like me to.
If you could, that would be great.
I don't know.
Or I could ask Josh. He doesn't have a lot going on down in
radio
Milwaukee.
stations
He can get
I'm
to
not
it too.
responsible for the engineering of, so hang on just a minute. But
I will say that I'm having flashbacks, not to donut shops, although I do enjoy donuts. When we would sell candy bars for Wilson Park baseball when I was growing up, my dad would take me to bars to sell candy bars. And it is pretty remarkable how many candy bars you can sell to drunk people that are just happy to have you to talk to. But it was awkward and uncomfortable, and I think I would rather have Tausch try to get me to sell an extra box of Girl Scout cookies outside of a donut shop than go into bars to try and sell them.
In 2024, Thin Mints accounted for 25% of all Girl Scout cookie sales. They are the top seller.
That's probably why I've never been a Monster GS.
Just because you're a contrarian?
No, I just don't like mint. I've told you this 1,000 times.
We know that, yes.
Oh, okay, so then why would I like Thin Mint cookies? That's their best seller. That's their go-to. So why would I be on board? I wouldn't.
That's true. You don't like mint. All right. Is it just me, or have we covered about 12 topics in the first 32 minutes of the program?
We've covered some. We've covered a little bit of
Oh,
everything.
man. Breaking news from AJ and Sheboygan. This is the last year for the French Toast Girl Scout cookies.
Better stock
Is
up.
that what? And
The
they didn't even
final
sell on
season
that
of 'em.
part of it. Wow.
It's the final season.
Should hang on to them and be able to sell them vintage
eBay.
later on. Yeah.
Okay, that's an option. Sure.
All right. Well, I'm going to email my local Girl Scout troop mom that I know and make sure I get my order in now, thanks to you. So I appreciate you bringing this up. We'll get to something. Or maybe we'll just continue
I
with the
just
stream
think
of
from a
consciousness of the
fundraising
program.
standpoint, obviously Girl Scouts, that's their deal. But from a we need to start branching out. Like the cookie doughs that they do, I know for baseball and softball, there's got to be better things. Like there's got to be like the water softener pellets that the boys deliver for I think it's a Sunprairie Hoops team.
It's a good one.
Fantastic. I don't know if I've seen a better one. I've been seeing meat raffles and other things. There has to be better stuff. Maybe I'm wrong.
We did a mattress sale for the Muskego music department back when I was in high school. I think they've still done it since.
Okay.
Mattress sale.
All
Because
right.
if you're looking for a mattress, that's a nice
Sure.
way to get one.
Okay.
All right. We got some. We still got some angry YouTube viewers.
Is it not fixed yet?
I don't know, but I do think, Jesse, that we probably did not do a great job of supporting our teammates who are trying to get the show fixed down there. We kind of threw them under the bus, and by we,
No, there's no kind
I
of.
mean
It was
you.
100%.
You know, I just thought I've never been thrown under the bus before on any of our local ESPN Wisconsin shows, so I probably shouldn't have done that. You're right.
You're funny today. You're
Oh,
funny.
It's full of meat. Dude's a meat raffle champion.
I'm having a morning, and you know what? I've just decided I'm not taking it today.
All right, we will see where things stand when we return. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
From the preps
Will Garlock, the two-handed jam.
to the pros,
Dane takes it into the paint, lobs up top. Giannis slams it home.
the biggest games play on 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, and going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program, I've always loved Pizza Hut. Loved it as a kid, and I love making new memories, enjoying all Pizza Hut has to offer with my family now. And here's something exciting. Introducing Pizza Hut's new Ultimate Hut Bundle. Get any 2 medium pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and your pick of breadsticks, cheese sticks, or cinnamon sticks with the perfect dip for only $24.99. What a deal! And you want even more? Well, upgrade to large pizzas or double your wings for just $5 each. It's the ultimate feast for the ultimate value. This deal is too delicious to miss. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. The ultimate hut bundle, only at Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Introducing the newest carbless flavor, Mango Vodka. Flavored with the essence of the ripest, freshest mangoes, carbless mango vodka will transport your taste buds to a sunny beach getaway. New flavor, still the same carbless crafted cocktails with 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and only 100 calories. Enjoy a refreshing vodka cocktail without the guilt. 4 packs of the new carbless mango vodka cocktail are available in stores near you. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and escape with every sip.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Wisconsin.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit condonjeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Brewers baseball is in the air.
It's back, and it is up, and it is gone. A walk-off homer for Vinny Capra.
Spring back into the baseball season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Switch on the sky and the stars glow for you. Go see the world, 'cause it's all so brand new. Don't close your eyes, 'cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night.
A big attaboy and thank you to Josh DiMaggio and our team in Milwaukee. I'm being told that we are back up and running and everything's working as it should. So,
Big Cat,
in a non-sarcastic way, thank you for your service.
Okay. Great job, everybody.
We'll get to the what I feel like might be a hot button topic, the ticket price range or increase, because if it wasn't going to be, I don't think you necessarily announce it at 3 o'clock on a Friday. Just one man's opinion. But I want to get to the Davante Adams sweepstakes for this reason. Roberto in the and by the way, thank you, Roberto, for sticking it out in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel, even as we had some technical difficulties. Stayed with it, and
let's do a little ESPN Milwaukee Digi take questions break at sometime in the 10 or 11 o'clock hour today.
I don't think we can do that.
No, we could take the questions. I know we have to do it on Madison because Jesse.
So you want to answer questions from ESPN Milwaukee YouTube users on the ESPN Madison
That's exactly what I want to do.
And tell them they have to move over because that's not inconvenient for
Is that rude? Is that wrong?
I think it defeats whatever purpose you're trying to set out
All
to
right.
do
Well,
as
I
a
just
make
want to
good for
Listen, you know
the
I throw
troubles.
ideas out. Some are genius,
Yeah.
some are just good.
Yep.
This one seems like it's just good.
Some are genius, some are just good. Okay. But Roberto's question, I think, is what this boils down to. And again, I don't want to run down Corbin out in Seattle. I don't know who his sources were.
No,
I don't
Corbin's
know.
sources sucked. Let's be honest. If Green Bay, and I will apologize to Corbin, if the Green Bay Packers give up the number 23 pick for DK Metcalf, I'm not going to do anything but apologize because I'm not an idiot.
I will walk to Seattle.
No, but
apologize.
That whole thing, and then you see Debo traded, and you see
For a fifth.
Yeah, let's get serious here. That's not going to be the case. Let's move it along.
All right. So Roberto's question is this: what would you want? DK Metcalf for Dobbs and a 3, and DK is here for 4 years, and he's younger.
And paying him 30 plus.
Correct. Very important addition. Or Davante for a late round pick and maybe only 1 year. Well, first, I think Davante has at least 2 years left in him, if not more. But I would think if you acquired him for a 7th, per se, I think you're probably planning on having him for the next 2 years. And then you allow your guys to kind of move into that role the way he did with Jordy Nelson and surpassing him in 17. So my question, Tausch, or technically Roberto's question is, and by the way, I don't know what DK Metcalf's number is going to be. I think 25 a year, maybe a little bit less than that. I don't know what, because he's not Jamar Chase. He's not.
Jamar Chase getting 40.
He's what?
Jamar Chase is going to get $40 million a year.
All right, I'm going to look up what they're projecting for his contract.
He turned down a contract higher than Justin Jefferson's. Justin Jefferson got 35 and change. Jamar Chase is going to get close to $40 million a year, maybe more. You think DK Metcalf is thinking in the prime of his career, I'm going to take 20 or 25? I don't see it, but maybe. It's another reason it's not happening, but
the projection from Spotrac is 4 years, $145 million, which is, hold on as I get my handy dandy calculator, $36.25 million for Jamar Chase.
I'll take the more on that.
Okay, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
he's not
I
Jamar
get it.
Chase. He's not as good as Jamar Chase.
Nobody's arguing that, but he's not 13 or 14 million per. If he's going to be, if Green Bay's giving up a 1, which nobody but Graham thinks he's going to do, or Corbin. Nobody but Corbin thinks it's going to happen. You give up a 3rd, it's just going to be over 30-something. Like, that's just the way, that's the price point for a number 1 wideout. And if you do that, you think he's a number 1. Deebo Samuel you traded to get, and he's getting, I think his base is like 22 or 23, but his contract, again, this is cap numbers, not just what the base salary is going to be. The price of doing business is the price of doing business. And if you get a bona fide 1, which I do believe DK Metcalf thinks he is, and if Green Bay is going to trade for him, he will be the number 1, whether you think it or not. I don't know if Green Bay wants to dump that many resources in when they have a lot of young players coming up, but the way the receiver group played last year was not good enough. And we don't have time to just sit here and hope that they get better, hope that the dropsies go away. You don't hear people talking about urgency, and then they'll say, well, we'll just wait and see and hope that it works out. It's not how it works. It is Urgent City USA, and making a big move lets you know, lets your fans know, and most importantly, lets your coaches and your players in that locker room know What we did last year ain't good enough. We need better, and that's what this is going to look like, and that's why I believe Roberto's question is a no-brainer to me. I want Davante Adams, and it shouldn't even be close.
So the reasoning, let me give my reasoning, and then I'm curious if you gave most of yours there, but I'm curious if you agree with this part of it. So the DK Metcalf or the if you want to pay T. Higgins, which I don't think the Packers want to do either.
Nope.
The problem that I have said repeatedly is that not only does, and Goody said it after the season, you give up a draft pick or multiple draft picks, you give up the flexibility of a rookie contract that you would be getting with said draft pick, and you're paying out big-time Bonko dollars to an older player, even if it's one that's in his prime. The greater issue I have here, though, is that Goody still believes that he has drafted guys that can elevate, even if they didn't elevate as much as he wanted them to, into being that number one type receiver. He reiterated that. He believes that. I think he believes that. I think he talked about it at the scouting combine.
Jason.
I think he believes that,
Jason,
whether he should or not.
Here's the deal. You can put belief in one hand and a pile of you-know-what in the other hand. Shake it up. If he makes this move, he doesn't believe it.
Correct. But not if he...
either. No, I think Davante, too.
So I disagree there.
Well,
because I think what happens with Davante...
Let me ask you this. If Jaden Reed dominated and had the year we thought, 105, 110 catches, touchdowns, no minimal amount of drops, are we having this conversation?
Nope. No, we're not.
So
we're talking about how you got to extend him as soon as you can after his third
season. If Christian Watson had 85 catches and 11 touchdowns, went on that trajectory he had the back half of his rookie season, and he stayed healthy, would we be having that conversation?
That's a lot of ifs.
It's two.
But no, we wouldn't be.
It's two. So my point is, you said, well, he still thinks these guys are going to be ones. You make any of these moves, you don't.
I think if you make the DK Metcalf or the T. Higgins move, you don't. I think if you make the Davante Adams move, which could be a 2-year window, I think it says, hey, that gives Jaden Reed and Dontavion Wicks 2 years, the 25 and 26 season, and your hope is that they start with a big jump in year 3, and then during the 2026 season, which would be both of their walk years in their contracts, they are emerging, and you're saying, Davante, thank you for your service. These guys are moving ahead of you the way you did ahead of Jordy Nelson in 2017 before Rodgers broke his collarbone. We will say goodbye to you and thank you. Or if you want to come back on a low minimum deal and be our third receiver behind those two guys, we'd love to have you in 2027. But no, I think this would allow them a little bit of breathing room for those two guys to become what they're capable of without having the number one receiver responsibilities foisted upon them, because neither one of them lived up to it in 2024. Jaden Reed did not make the jump we thought. Dontavion Wicks ended up catching the same number of balls he caught as a rookie. Like, I expected both those guys, especially after the Verbo story of the two of them down in Florida working out together.
That Verbo story.
I did love that story. I expected
I
a
just
much
thought
bigger
you were
jump.
angling for a Verbo endorsement, the way you pushed that.
I'm more likely going to get an ice cream endorsement, I think, if we're being honest, since I don't really travel with anyone. Cody in Pittsburgh.
Including your own family. It still is just
was just setting you up for that. That's why I'm here.
Why would I want to hang out with my kids for a week with nothing else going on? Well, what do you mean I'd sit at the beach all day and hang out?
Bet they had a nice
crazy.
Verbo on the beach down there in Florida.
Oh
yeah, they stayed at a Marriott.
So, Jason, right now as we sit here,
Cody,
do
your
you
text will
believe?
have to wait.
Well, we'll get to Cody. Do you believe Goody thinks that he never will have to acquire a number one wideout in his 5-year, 10-year here with Jordan Love? The next 4 or 5 years.
Well, I would feel better about that if he had responded to my text message.
No, but
or if I had written it the way you thought I should have.
Do you think that he is going to be in the market to acquire a number one, or do you think he believes they're here, we just need a little prodding from someone, a veteran, even though if Davante comes, he will be the number one receiver with this group for the next 2 years. You can guarantee that. And then what are you doing? You're not going to pay these guys number 1. You're going to pay them number 2 or 3, hoping that they get better?
No.
So what are you going to do?
You're not. You can't even pay Reed or Wicks until after the 25 season. That's why I don't think you want DK Metcalf, because then you are saying exactly what you said. I agree with you 1,000%. If you acquire him, you are saying these guys aren't going to be good enough. We have to go get one because they're not going to become one. If you get Davante and you look at this team's history, which sounds like the story I should write for channel3000.com today, if you look at the history, every single instance, there was a guy waiting in the wings to become the one and bypass the existing one.
Lazard.
On his way by until they got to Lazard and they traded Adams before the 22 season. Every other instance, there were guys emerging. Jordy, you were on that team in 10. He was coming on late in 10.
Yeah, but you already had Greg. It's just none of these are comps. None of these, what you're saying, is comp. There is no Davante in the wings.
Because if Davante had never left, then these guys would have been emerging below him.
It's a lot of ifs, Jason.
Just one,
it's a lot
actually.
Of ifs. Get to Cody's point.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome, Jason.
Cody in Pittsburgh. Now, is that Jana's Cody?
I can't keep track of the Pittsburgh connection. I know Jana.
No,
I don't know which one she's. I don't know.
Colby is the one who.
Colby?
So Colby, what are the odds?
Have those 3 gotten together yet? It had a
This
Packer.
is what you asked the last time Cody
I know.
texted.
The whole thing's confusing.
And Cody.
They could watch the Ireland game together.
They could all travel to Ireland together.
Yeah, there you go.
Do whatever it takes to get a WR1 for the long term. Goody hasn't shown he can draft a wide receiver that can take over the role as WR1. I don't want a stopgap option at an important position. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
There's a couple
Davante
of things
ain't
in
no
there.
stopgap. He ain't.
I also, do you agree with the premise that he hasn't shown he can draft the wide receiver that has that type of ability?
I am Johnny Goody Stan, and I will be until I'm proven completely incorrect. I can't tell you that Goody, he's put a ton of resources into this. He was part of the Jamon Moore, that whole group, right? Or was that Ted that drafted that group?
That was his first draft.
Okay, that was not
Moore,
a good
MVS
draft.
and EQ.
No, MVS got a bunch of Super Bowl rings, and he's played with a bunch of MVPs, so take that for what it's worth. Mm-hmm. But that was not a good class. As we sit here right now, we were all last year at this exact time raving about the Friends ensemble cast and all of this, and we did, deservedly so. We can't sit here and say that right now. There's no heir apparent yep, this dude is the guy. There are still a bunch of players that we think can be really good players. Is there anyone that we think can be a Davante or a Justin Jefferson or your typical Jordy Nelson? I don't think there is. Doesn't mean they can't emerge. Davante, if you recall, and I know you were not one of these guys, we just started doing the show. There were people that wanted to get rid of Davante Adams after year 2. So there's still room to grow.
For Jeff Janis to have more opportunities.
I would think that Tay Wicks is probably the most in line. Maybe had some injury. Davante had an ankle all year, and nobody really got into it. Tay Wicks has proven he's a separator. He gives separation, those stat lines that everybody, the analytics. But I can't sit here and tell you. I think Goody realizes I need to help my quarterback. I can't have the group leading the league in drops again. I need someone that can stabilize while we see what these other guys can do. Mm-hmm. And that's where number 17 fits perfectly. And if we re-sign McManus, which we will, he's going to have to give that number up because 17 needs to be 17 when he comes back.
All right, I have a question to follow up on that. When you mention I have to help my quarterback, I will ask that after you tell us about Quick
Life's
Trip?
busy. Yeah, Quick Trip, baby. I stopped, got me a little Quick Trip coffee this morning. Quick Trip gets it, and whether you're craving that fresh coffee, which I do every morning, a tasty bakery treat, or a quick grab-and-go meal, Quick Trip is your go-to. Food's here. Quick Trip has a variety of apps. We stopped and got mozzie sticks again. That is, my kids, they love those mozzie sticks, and you got till the 10th of March, and everything is still $2.99. You get Don's pizzas, 4 for $10 or $3.99 each. A hot dog, hamburger buns, 99 cents a package. Nature's Touch milk, $2.99. Urge chips and popcorn, 2 for $3.50. And soup. It was a little chilly out yesterday. It's been a great day to have a bag of soup, $6.99 on Tuesdays. Can't get through talking about Quick Trip without talking about that chicken. What is today? It's Monday, isn't it?
Sure is.
Oh, $6.99 roasted whole chicken. You can have a great chicken meal tonight, and you can have some enchiladas or quesadillas or whatever you want to do with your chicken. That could be the rest of the week.
Whatever you want to do with your chicken.
Download the Quick Rewards app. Take advantage of everything that Quick Trip has to offer. You can plan ahead, pick up curbside, or have it delivered. Quick Trip. We'll see you next time.
Do you prefer to say enchilada or peninsula more?
I love
Both
the
great
peninsula.
questions.
It's a great question. That peninsula probably fits.
I want to read something that Jordan Love said during Super Bowl week and ask Tausch if it should matter. Because we know the GM didn't listen to the last quarterback. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers.
I ain't going to be scared to say that this team can make a Final Four.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
This team's good enough. They are.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson from Madison Weight Loss. I'm here in studio with Gideon. Gideon, thanks so much for being here. Why did you join the Madison Weight Loss program?
I was struggling with weight. Finally, I reached out, and they assured me that, yeah, this works. And so I decided to join the program, and I am really glad I did.
Hey, I'm glad you did, too. How much weight did you lose?
I have lost a little over 50 pounds, and I did that in a 60-day program.
Wow, 50 pounds is a great number. Besides the weight, what changes have you seen in your health?
The 3 major changes that I have seen is acid reflux, heartburn, and better quality of sleep.
That's all awesome to hear. I also had a ton of success losing weight with Madison Weight Loss. What helped you be most successful working with this program?
The accountability through the tracking app that they have. You learn to eat much healthier, and at the end of it, you feel very satisfied.
And last one for you, Gideon. What would you tell someone like us who has a weight loss goal in mind and wants to think about working with the team at Madison Weight Loss?
Do it. It's absolutely worth it.
Schedule a free consultation in person or virtually at MadisonWeightLoss.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. A dream scenario. Hunter Wohler, one of 3 Wisconsin Badgers at last weekend's NFL Draft Combine. Muskoge's own making the most during his time in Indy, improving his chances to hear his name on draft day. The Badgers' safety on repping his home state on the big stage. Audio courtesy Badger Athletics.
It's a blessing to be here and be able to represent Wisconsin and all the guys that are there that have come through there that are still there, the coaches that I had. It's a blessing to be in this spot, and you do everything you can to prove the ones that bet on you, prove them right.
Fingers crossed for the hometown kid. The NFL Draft begins April 24th in Green Bay.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Our team installs year-round, so why wait? Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
As a bull rider, I prefer to do things single-handedly. That's why I love the UW Credit Union app. Doggy! It lets me check accounts, make transfers and more on the go. And if I need an extra hand, UW Credit Union has convenient local branches. Yippee! So, if you want simple mobile banking, mosey on over to UW Credit Union. They're here for every y'all. Federally insured by NCUA.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I remember the nights when we were young, dumb, and wild and free. When I closed my eyes, I could see you in my sweatshirt, dancing around that college bar. These days I don't know where you are, but I get to keep these memories forever. Oh,
I'm not mad about it, Jordan Love said of the idea of a Davante Adams reunion with the Packers. Davante, that's my guy. Obviously, I was with him for a good amount of time there in Green Bay my first couple seasons. I know exactly what type of player he is. Phenomenal guy, just a great guy. You see it every week, the playmaking ability that he has. When I was with him, he dropped 3 passes in the years I saw him. Interesting to point out that little piece of information. Let me continue. So he is just a phenomenal receiver. He creates so much separation off the line, and then that's his game. Killing guys off the line and making crazy catches and making big-time plays. He's a phenomenal receiver. Shortly thereafter, there were reports that Jordan Love was recruiting Davante Adams to come to Green Bay. My question for you, given that the previous quarterback didn't exactly hold a lot of sway with the general manager, does Goody notice this at all or no?
What are you talking about? He doesn't have a bunch of sway with the general manager. He brought Randall Cobb in from
right.
Basically,
that's the list. That was a I'm not coming back unless you bring back Randall Cobb ultimatum.
I felt like there was more than that, but to your point, do I think he listens? Does he want to keep Jordan Love happy? If Brian Gutekunst doesn't feel like Davante Adams can do what I think he can and what obviously Jordan thinks he can, which is solidify this group and be that number one guy while these other guys develop, he's not going to bring him in. And he also mentioned he's not going to listen to what Josh Jacobs said.
That's what he said.
So I think you hear things. It's whether or not you want to process and then act. I don't think either of these are going to be act and processable. Now, do I think that Goody could look at this and say, probably should have kept Davante, probably let other stuff get in the way, let's right or wrong? It just makes too much sense. And now Davante has to be interested in coming back, and by listening to his show with Kay Adams, it seems like he's very interested.
Very, very, very
Now,
interested.
is that because he just wants to get the hell out of New York? Maybe. And force his hand. New York's not going to pay him that, so he's good. Then it comes back to, does he want to go out west, finish up his career? Davante wants to win a championship, first and foremost. All about the redempting arc and all the other stuff. And I think he recognized Jordan Love is a lot better than maybe he thought when he left.
He definitely recognizes that, yes.
And I love the fact that Jordan doesn't hold any grudges, because you could be as petty as you are and say, well, you didn't think I was any good then. What do you think now? It doesn't seem like that's where Jordan's head's at. So it makes a lot of sense on all fronts, and I hope that cooler heads and smart heads prevail on this, and Green Bay finds a way to get this done. And shouldn't even have to go up any picks, because I know Goody doesn't want to. But if you have to give up a 7th to bring back somebody like Davante that can do what we all believe he can, then it just comes down to, does Goody believe that he can? And I don't know about you. I don't think Davante showed a ton of slippage athletically and all of the other things that you worry about when you start seeing wide receivers at that age.
All right, so before we put a bow on this, the question that I have then is, do you make the move and try and trade for him knowing that the Jets are taking calls so you can get him without having to fight against other teams and their offers in terms of money? I mean, you're going to have to work out a new contract regardless. Or do you wait till he's released and then say, hey, let the chips fall where they may, and if he wants to come back here, this is our offer. If he gets something he likes better somewhere else, so be it.
I would think the Jets have given permission for Davante's reps to have those conversations. I would bet that Russ Ball had those conversations, and if you're in the Davante Adams camp, you're going to dictate what goes on, and I think he has been pretty clear what he's looking for, and it's about winning, and I don't know of another team,
Rams,
that can give the number one spot where you're still getting a bunch of touches and can continue on your Hall of Fame resume and have a chance to win.
Chargers?
And everybody, the Chargers, that's a cute story, but come on. Like, I know that they're about in the same boat as Green Bay. If you feel like that's where you want to go and you want to go out west, okay. I don't want Davante. If Davante wants something else, I want him to go do that. I don't want, if the Packers look at it from I don't want to steal Mike Tomlin's quote, I don't want a hostage. I want a volunteer. I want someone that is excited about this opportunity. And if Davante is not, I don't want Davante back. If he's excited, I want him. I think he's going to be excited, and I think you can start talking parameters of these things. That's what happens down in Indianapolis. And I'm guessing Green Bay either feels good that Davante's in that range of what they feel good about, or he's not. And if he's not, you move along, you find something else. I don't know what that marketplace is going to look like for Davante. It's still going to be very good. I don't sense it's going to be as robust, and I think Green Bay can look at that option as being the best in this scenario for what they're looking for. It couldn't be more perfect, and that's why I hope they can figure something out.
Well, dream fearlessly that he'll be a Packer again, and then he'll be entering through the fam gate.
Packer fans, dreaming of the ultimate draft day experience? Well, American Family Insurance Dream Draft Sweepstakes is your chance to win a VIP trip to the NFL Draft in Green Bay. Close your eyes. Imagine this. You and a guest could score exclusive tickets. There's no hotels up in Green Bay over the draft, is there? Oh, yeah. Hotel accommodations included. Custom merchandise and much, much more. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity you're not going to want to miss. Head over to amfam.com/Packers to enter today. No purchase is necessary. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
The 10 o'clock hour kicks off in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here, introducing Pizza Hut's new Ultimate Hut Bundle. Get any 2 medium pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and your pick of breadsticks, cheese sticks, or cinnamon sticks with the perfect dip for only $24.99. You want even more? Upgrade to large pizzas or double your wings for just $5 each. Get the ultimate feast for the ultimate value, because this deal is too delicious to miss. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. The Ultimate Hut Bundle. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street, and online at goodmansjewelers.com. A top 11 showdown in East Lansing yesterday does not go the way of the Wisconsin Badgers. 71-62, 8th-ranked Michigan State defeats 11th-ranked Wisconsin. The Badgers have now dropped 2 of their last 3 games. That's the bad news. The good news is just 2 games remain in the regular season for Wisconsin. Wednesday night on the road at Minnesota at 7:30, and the home finale, Senior Day, this Saturday, noon tip time against Penn State. Minnesota, Penn State, two of the worser teams in the Big Ten Conference. So if Wisconsin can win both, they'll still be in a good position to earn the double bye in the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis, not have to play until the quarterfinals on Friday of next week. Plenty more Badgers content. Check it out over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Meanwhile, baseball tonight. The Milwaukee Brewers' new home this season is 100.5 ESPN Madison. Spring training broadcast in prime time tonight. The Brewers and the Reds' first pitch in Arizona scheduled for 7:05. Wilde and Tausch continues right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And it begins with the Friday news dump. Tausch, I try very hard to be fair and equitable. And I always get nervous when I feel like maybe I am allowing my own opinion to color my coverage. Now, you could argue that we just did that for the first hour because I really like Davante Adams, and I think it'd be a great redemption story to have him back on this roster. But I truly believe that that's a better route to go than acquiring a DK Metcalf. Yep. I also truly believe that if you are owned by the fans and you love to talk about how you're community owned, there is something to be said for not raising ticket prices every single year and not having them go up by $7 to $21 per ticket per game in one fell swoop as they are doing for the 2025 season. Now, having grown up going to Packers games at Milwaukee County Stadium, sitting behind home plate, having had my grandparents be part of that generation that helped the Packers survive in the 1940s by buying season tickets at State Fair Park when the Packers would play there. I'm not just some reporter guy who thinks, oh, these prices are too high. Like, I don't have the tickets. There's no reason for me to have them. My brother has them, unless he's given up on them. I don't know that. But I don't think that their argument of staying in the middle of the pack and they have to raise ticket prices every year, I don't buy that. Am I wrong in my position? Because the response I immediately get when I have this is, well, they've got a waiting list this X number of people long, so other people will pay. But I will tell you that on Friday when I put this on social media, I got a lot of that, but I got a lot of other people that are saying, I've had these tickets for a long time, and it's getting to the point where I can't afford them. And I'm selling at least one or maybe two games to pay for them.
Yeah, I thought you were going to continue on, and you looked like you choked. It's an interesting dynamic that we're dealing with here because the Packers have supply and demand. That's business. That's capitalism.
Sure.
I am a pro-capitalist. I've been very clear about that for the 10 years we've been doing this show. So I am not going to sit here and tell the Packers how to do their business. The fans will tell them if what they're doing is too much. It is, for a lot of people, this is their main entertainment, and there are plenty of people that are all in on going to Packer games on a 8 or 9 game basis, and that's fantastic. That's why the business is as strong as it is. But I get your point, and at some point, is there going to be a breaking point? It's not there yet. And if it does, everybody will have to kind of take a look at what it's doing. Now, the fact that it's been raised 15 out of 16 years, that seems to be a spur in your saddle or whatever that quotation might be.
Does.
I think that there should be, and this is the Tausch rule on this is, if your team doesn't go over 500, you cannot raise ticket prices, period. That should be the rule. And if you're winning, to the victor go the spoils. That's the way this thing goes. Do you need to be the middle of the pack ticket pricing? I don't necessarily believe that either, but you have demand. And in a supply and demand economy, if you can charge that and people pay it, you're leaving money on the table. That's typically not a way to run business. So you could argue, well, you have all these other streams of revenue. I get it, man. It's now, what is that called? Value-based pricing, where if it's a big boy game, the price of that ticket's higher than the preseason. And, they do give you an opportunity to get into Lambeau for a very family affordable deal on family night. Well, is that a game? It's obviously not. So I can't sit here as how I operate and say you shouldn't continue to raise prices. But I will say I'm not going to be on the side of you should be complaining when Packer fans sell their tickets then. That's why I have never been that way. If you are going to get a bunch of money that will help pay for to offset those costs, if the Steelers come to town or even if it's the Detroit Lions, I don't know how anybody can sit here and say you can't do that. Well, people have bills to pay. People want to keep their tickets because it is getting to be more and more difficult in this world to have a sense of community with anything. It is just getting more and more difficult. I don't care what road you go down. This is a form of community. That's why this game is so popular. And you have to allow for people to figure ways to make it work financially. Packers keep raising prices. They should be able to sell their tickets. And in the same breath, I get what the Packers are doing with this. You shouldn't be able to run a business off of our business. I get it.
Totally agree with that.
So all of that can all be true. This isn't, for as much as I love being black and white, do it this way. My only thing on this is you don't go over 500, you don't raise ticket prices, period, fin. So the Tennessee Titans, no. You got to start showing that you're going to win if you're going to keep charging these prices. And if they don't, people will stop going. And we see that in other stadiums. There are games at the end of Carolina, you get into a game for $4. Carolina Panthers game at the end of the season last year. I don't think Green Bay will ever get to that point, but I promise you it'll be way under ticket value. If Green Bay is 5-11 going into their season ender last year, I guarantee you this, Packer fans ain't going to be filling that stadium up. You're going to sell tickets to other teams, and I think the stadium will still be full, but it won't be full of all Packer fans. I bet you that.
So I had a long conversation with Aaron Popke, who is their director of public affairs, in part because Mark Murphy doesn't talk to us as frequently as Bob Harlan used to. But we had a very good back and forth, and we don't see eye to eye on this. But among the points that I made is this is, and to your point about making money off their business, totally agree. The idea that you would have season tickets and sell 100% of your tickets for multiple years and not go to a single game yourself, which they're able to track.
Yeah, I just don't know how they can
Ticketmaster.
monitor that. It's crazy.
Well, welcome to the world of digital tickets, right?
2023, yeah.
What year is it?
It doesn't matter. Hey, you bought too many Coors Lights. You can't buy Coors Light anymore. It's a slippery slope, but continue.
My issue with that was because it was
you
treated
bought
like
too much
it was
grassland butter. No more butter for you. I don't know, Jimmy.
Any others you want to hit there?
Oh, you know I got a lot more.
That's why I was paused.
Oh, you spent too much at Quick Trip. No more Quick Trip for this month. I don't know if that's a road we want to go down. That's what I'm saying. That's that slope I've been telling you all about for 5 years.
You are Mr. Slippery Slope. There's no doubt about
this
that.
This is a slope that I don't like, but continue.
You want to do
I
paint
understand.
also while we're here? You want to do paint or no?
That's Friday.
Oh, okay.
If you have done it multiple years and not attended a single game, you clearly aren't keeping the tickets to go to games yourself. I think that's a fair argument. If you sell, because all you have to do is attend one game yourself, and then you're fine. They don't revoke your tickets. but it has to be multiple years of selling all of your tickets
And
from your
they
package.
monitor that with the phone in that seat?
Because if you transfer tickets,
What if you just don't use it? You don't transfer it, but you just don't use it.
I don't
you're not
I don't know. I didn't
transferring
ask
it.
about
But
that.
then
That
you
you're
can
not
keep your
transferring
season
it.
tickets.
Yeah.
The question was
okay.
whether you sold them.
They're not
to someone
penalizing you
else.
for not being able to make it. They're penalizing you for giving it to somebody else.
Fair. Okay.
So I have no problem with that, although Aaron Popke informed me they've done this now. This was the 4th year they've done it. So it's not like it's new. And I think they've purged most of those people that never go to the games and just sell them and make money off them. I think that he said it was less than 1% remaining
It's a great
of the 40,000 ticket accounts they have.
Yeah, it's a great punishment. And it's a little
Sure.
something out there to say, you do this.
Right. So I have no problem with that. My issue is if you can't, and Matt LaFleur does not run the ticket department. I get it. But if you're being honest and you're looking at, and I know my good buddy Kyle Cousineau, the unofficial mayor of Green Bay, works very hard to be a intermediary to help Packers fans sell their tickets to other Packers fans. But not everyone is going through the coups to make the move. And this is how you end up with so much Honolulu blue or so much Viking purple in your stadium. And Packers fans know that because they travel as well as anybody in football. They're doing that to other teams' stadiums. And it has been in the last 5+ years that I have seen much more opposing color in the stadium. That, to me, would be an indicator that more and more of your season ticket holders are selling their tickets. And if you did a holiday where maybe every other year you raise tickets, or every third year, or two, and then one off.
Hey, Jason, let's cut the BS. And by the way, you're hosting a radio show. You better have opinions. I know you for your Channel 3000, write your down the middle.
I thought I did have an opinion.
No. I'm saying stop apologizing for it.
Oh, okay.
Your argument, without saying it, is you think that because it's the smallest market, because it's family owned, because the fans own the team, there's no reason this group has to be in the middle of the pack. Go and be in the lower third to 27 to 32 with their ticket prices and keep it there. And then maybe get a little bit better with family affordable concessions. That is what you're trying to say without saying it. Fair?
Yes, I would say that's fair.
And what does an Aaron Popke type say?
We got a
when
lot
you
of
say
expenses. Yeah, they got a lot of expenses. And my argument to that is, let's not forget that while local revenue is important, and it is, the vast majority of your costs are player costs. And you know what pays for that? Revenue sharing. The TV deals.
It's all a cumulative thing, but yeah.
But the majority of it is paid that way.
I would say 5 or 6 years ago, you can argue, and this is always the thing, that you need to have a war chest. There were times that the Green Bay Packers organization did not have the war chest it needed.
They do now.
They are a fully loaded war chest. So your argument on that, I think that's where I want to get Packer fans' opinions on.
It currently stands at $536 million. It is called the Corporate Reserve Fund.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
The just-in-case pile there, huh?
$536 million.
Yeah, and where I get confused, and this is why, I've heard from some folks up there about this, not letting practice be open and selling more stuff. If you're trying to maximize revenue, which I am all for, go for it. But then there's times you don't. You don't have open practices where you're going to draw in a lot more people, mini camps and this other stuff where people just want to come and be around the group and then go into the pro shop and go into the restaurant, do all this. So you either are or you're not. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying there's no exceptions to rules, but it should be let's do as much as we can for the fans to make sure they're getting a great experience and we're generating a ton of revenue, because we would be the first fan group that would say, if we lowered our ticket prices and then we couldn't go and get a high-priced ticket free agent, we'll say, well, we're not charging them out. So you can't have it both ways. And I think the Green Bay Packers, while we haven't won a world championship in a long time, nobody is arguing we're not doing everything we can to win.
No, it's true.
And as long as that's the case, and I know that the organization, it didn't matter if it was Mark Murphy, if it was Bob Harlan, whatever it was, the Packers were always looking from the front office standpoint. It's always, whatever we're doing, I want to make sure the players have no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, whether it's we're going to bring in lights so that Mike McCarthy can have night practice, even though the players hated it. We're going to do that. We're going to have, the nutrition, and we're going to build new weight rooms. We're going to put it in so we don't have to drive down to do walkthroughs. We're going to have everything. And trust me, you're in that compound. Everything is there. There is no excuses. They have spent on players. They get good reviews from their players. So you can't have it both ways. I do think your point, and I think your belief on this is fair, and I am curious if Packer fans feel the same way as you do.
844-770-3776. That is the carbless talk and text line. 844-770-3776.
What's a good seat go for now? 50-yard line seat. Not like right there, but what is a just ticket? Is it $200?
So let me give you those.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do the regular season games, right? Because the variable pricing has now become, this is the price for preseason, this is the price for regular season. It doesn't change with the opponent.
Well, we don't get home playoff games anyway.
Oh, burn.
Well, I meant more, you don't pay more for less for a Jacksonville game than you pay for the Bears game. It's all the same here. So in the south end zone at the 700 level, those tickets are $139. In the 600 level, they're $152. End zone seats, $146. Between the end zone and the 20-yard line, $169. And between the 20-yard lines, $196. For comparison, and I found a inflation calculator, and these have gone up more than the rate of inflation, clearly. Those tickets between the 20-yard lines in 2015, so 10 years back, $105. So they have almost doubled in 10 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. And look, if you're a season ticket holder especially, like Sparky, I am curious. If I'm fighting the wrong fight here, tell me. If you don't buy this, fine. I am curious, do you go to all your games, whether you've got the green package or the gold package? Do you go to all your games, or do you sell one game to subsidize your season ticket cost? Also, I'd be curious if there are other associated costs. Like, is there an annual fee of some sort that you pay? How does that work for you as a season ticket holder? 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Getting some responses already in the YouTube comments and on Twitter, plus a little bit of breaking free agent news for the Packers. We'll get to your calls, your texts, your comments, and that news next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tusher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. If you're in your car right now, or even a little while from now, you may realize that this is the time of the year it's at its dirtiest. Spilled food and liquids and scratches and dirt. And, of course, salt and sand everywhere. If your vehicle is in need of some quality care, I highly recommend you check out the detailing service at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Service is incredible. It will make your vehicle feel as new as the day you drove it off the lot. The interior detail is the deep clean you know your car needs. Man, does mine with all the hockey. Carpet and upholstery is going to be shampooed. Leather and vinyl surfaces are dressed. Interior windows are cleaned. From your dash to your doors, every interior surface gets a thorough cleaning. And maybe most importantly, especially for us, is your vehicle gets fully deodorized. And the exterior detail is much more than a car wash. It includes getting rid of tar and bugs, a light buffing, a wax, a deep cleaning of the wheels, and more. You can choose to get an interior detail, exterior detail, or get the complete detail where you get both. Learn more and check out their full new and used vehicle inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. The detailing service at Zimbrick Chevrolet. The name you can trust.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company. 20-year James client Daniel Bertelson, CEO at Remax Preferred.
Reliability and consistency are the key to any successful business, and for our networking and digital solutions, they've been that right along with us for all these years.
Local reliability and consistency has also had a positive impact for Baker Manufacturing. Purchasing Manager Jennifer Wilger.
It helps keep us efficient and productive, and we can keep our minds on what's really important, and that's taking care of our customers.
And Josh Gabel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance, also depends on the reliability and consistency of local service from James Imaging Systems.
Yeah, you get somebody that knows what they're doing, come in here and get it done in 5 minutes, and we're not having to take our time to do it.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
We're on the Badgers.
Who would have thought after 2 seasons?
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That Greg Gard would have less of a hot seat than Luke Fickell.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Wow, does the mayor have a hotline right into the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios?
He should.
He should.
What if he's? Are there any concerts? What's the big thing at Lambeau this year? Is there anything announced, or is Coos going to announce that too?
The draft?
I know, but that's done in April.
So we've got we got Morgan Wallen coming to Camp Randall and Coldplay.
Yep.
I really want to see Coldplay. I know that comes as a surprise to some people. I don't know of any. I mean, let's ask the mayor. And then he is going to disagree with me vehemently, I'm sure, on this ticket discussion. So let's go to him. It is Kyle Cousineau on Wilde and Tausch. Coos, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
We're great. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, I'm not going to vehemently, disagree with you or argue with you about the ticket prices, but I think we, as myself as a Packers season ticket holder, this will be my second year because last year was the first year that I had them. I think it's kind of baked into the fabric of being a Packer fan and a Packer season ticket holder. We know that they're going to increase. I don't think it's right. I'm not saying yes, absolutely raise these ticket prices, blah, blah, blah. It's just what we come to expect. I think you said in your article or what you said in your text to me the other day, it's happened every year since 2015 with the exception of 2021, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but we just know that that's what is going to happen. Every single year the invoice comes out, we're going to get that post on Packers.com on the Friday before the invoices are sent out that ticket prices are going up. We just know that that's what's going to happen every single year.
Yeah, it's actually amazing. It was very easy to look up the history because they use the exact same phrasing. They just change the amount the tickets are going up and the year that it is. Packers set ticket prices for XXXX.
Right. So Wes or Mike Spofford have a very easy article to post every year when they just have to change some dates, I guess, right?
Indeed they do. So here, all right. So when you get your bill, and you, like you said, you've obviously been going to games since you were helping guys ride your bike as a bike kid and everything else. But this is only the second year that you have been personally an owner of tickets. You waited your time. You were born, and you were put on the waiting list probably right away by your wonderful parents, and now you're in.
Right.
Other than the ticket cost itself, what other fees are there in addition to however many tickets you have, wherever they are, times the number of seats times the number of games?
Well, I think there's other issues with the process as well, because we always park in the Lambeau Field parking lot. We don't have a parking pass that's tied to my tickets or my dad's tickets. We have to buy that parking pass on the secondary market as well. And most people don't know this, but there is one person that controls hundreds of parking passes at Lambeau Field.
Is it Wes Hodkowitz?
No, I wish it was, because then Wes might be able to give it to me for free. Instead, we got to pay an arm and a leg to get it. But so there's the parking, and if you go to the pro shop, you're going to spend money there. If you have something to eat, if you're going to have a couple of beers, I mean, for a family of four to go to a Packer game, I mean, it's north of $1,000 now, which is insane, But I mean, again, we know that, and so I totally understand why people sell their tickets and try to recoup some of that cost. But it like that article said on Packers.com, and what Aaron Popke conveyed to you, is that they are going after the folks that sell 100% of their tickets 100% of the time.
Yep, no problem.
So, Kuz, you just went with the parking. Why would that person be able to keep doing that? They should only be able to use the parking for their car, right? If they're selling their parking pass, wouldn't they get all those revoked? Or am I crazy?
You would think.
Yeah.
I hope that actually happens.
Okay.
So the story is, and this isn't this. I don't know how factual it is, but the gentleman
we like that. We like that
for this show.
Give us a hypothesis with it too.
Well, so my buddy that we tailgate with and have tailgated with for years has a client that he buys the parking pass from. This person or this couple, my understanding is the husband has since passed away, controls a couple hundred parking passes, and she dictates the price. So if it's $50 to park on, quote unquote, face value for that parking lot 1, 2, 3, whatever number lot that you're parked in, she turns around and sells them for like $75 a game. But you can buy them. She wants you to buy the whole season worth. She doesn't want to have to deal with, because those parking passes, I mean, it's a plastic placard that you hang from your rearview mirror, right, in your car. So she doesn't want to have to deal with, hey, you can buy it for $75, but I need it back on Monday after the game because I've got somebody else that's going to buy it. She sells the whole season, but she upcharges, $25 per game. So we're spending hundreds of dollars on that parking pass over what the face value is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Jason, you talked about there's 40,000 ticket accounts.
That's what I was told.
I'm going to guess that's kind of a fugazi number because I have multiple ticket accounts because prior to getting season tickets, I had, the Brown County lottery seats for myself and my wife. We signed up for those. That's 2 separate ticket accounts. So I have now 2 ticket accounts. My wife has one for those Brown County seats, which we haven't bought in a number of years. My dad has multiple season ticket accounts because he was on the gold list and he has the green ticket package. So, I mean, that 40,000 ticket account, I don't necessarily believe that's true. And I think what they're trying to do ultimately is there are a ton of people that have multiple sets of tickets. I mean, there's bar owners in Green Bay and Northeast Wisconsin that have, a couple dozen tickets. They're trying to get rid of those people or those accounts that sell all of those games every year for profit.
And I'm on your team on that. Now, I was told it's less than 1% of those 40,000 accounts. So we're talking less than 400 accounts. But they've done it. This is year 4. So I think they feel, and what Aaron said to me was that he feels good that they've purged many of these types of accounts. So we're getting to the point where those types of folks will have been weeded out. And I think that's a good thing. I'm with you.
The other thing that we have to factor in, too, is that there's a difference between transferring your tickets or selling your tickets like through the Ticketmaster portal, right? Like I could transfer them to you, Jason. Say if you had somebody that you knew that needed tickets, I could transfer those tickets to you. That's different than putting them up for resale on Ticketmaster.com and selling them for a big profit, right? So that's totally different. All right? I mean, every game I transfer tickets to my brother or to my buddy that buys those tickets from me, but I'm not selling them for big profit.
Right.
I don't sell them for any profit. I just transfer them for what the ticket price is.
All right, last thing.
I think
last thing, because I want your insight on this because you do go above and beyond, unlike Jesse, to try and match make Packers fans that are selling tickets with Packers fans that need tickets. As a Packers fan, you're willing to pay this. You said it's baked into the cake. You're fine with it. I am curious, though, are you fine with the spike in opposing team colors inside the stadium? And do you think that the cost of doing business has increased the number of opposing fans? Because we know Matt LaFleur doesn't like 2 things. He doesn't like opposing fans coming in, and he doesn't like the wave when the team's on offense.
Well, I agree with both of those statements from the coach. It bothers the heck out of me that the last couple of years, especially when the Lions are coming here, how much blue is in the stadium. And I post about it every time. And it probably it seems worse than it actually is when the Lions come in here and beat the Packers, right? Because then the fan base, the opposing fan base is louder than the home fan base because the Lions have kicked the crap out of the Packers, and it's just very, very annoying.
Yep.
But the other side of it is, I mean, I'm born and raised in Green Bay. I'm a small business owner in Green Bay. I understand what those opposing fans do for the local economy. It's massive. If you go to the Stadium View or the bar or Anduzzi's or any of the places, Kroll's, Hinterland,
are those ice
any
cream
of the places
shops?
over by
Kroll's and Colorado? Yeah, they have ice cream.
All of those places, if you go there on a Friday night before or a Saturday night before a Packer game, there's opposing fan bases all over, and they're all spending money. They're all, spending money on hotels and at gas stations and at the ice cream shops around the stadium. Like it's huge for the local economy, but it still bothers the heck out of me when there's a lot of purple or a lot of blue and orange or a lot of Honolulu blue. It's never that way when, the Indianapolis Colts or the Houston Texans or the Arizona Cardinals or whomever come into town. But because it's the rivalry, because it's Lambeau Field, because those teams are also closer in proximity, they're driving over potentially as opposed to flying in. So their expense isn't as much as it would be for a team from the West Coast coming into town to watch their team play.
That's fair. All right. Well, we can debate other aspects of the ticket situation down the road. I look forward to seeing you milling about the draft campus as the draft approaches, Kyle. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate your insight.
Have a good day, guys.
I will have your breaking news about a free agent signing via Jeremy Fowler of ESPN next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Spins up with the right hand. It's good. Count it and a foul. The hoop and the harm. Goes in. Nice. Puts it in with 2 seconds to go. What a play. Dribbling, crossing over, fade away. Yes, that was nasty.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on 100.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
As you're putting your spring calendar together, we'd love to have you join us Saturday, May 17th for Marco Sicchi's 7th Annual Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament to support the American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center. We're on the Madison Chain of Lakes at 8 a.m., then back at the Alliant Energy Center at 2 p.m. for happy hour, dinner, and live and silent auctions, plus a chance to win an Alumacraft fishing boat. To sign up and get more info, go to castingforkids.org. Casting4kids.org.
They did it again. For the 5th time, Siding Unlimited, the 30-year-old Wisconsin family-owned company, is the Pella Window and Door Company's Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year in the whole USA. Siding Unlimited is here in Madison with a dynamic outside-in showroom. See Siding Unlimited's window, door, roofing, deck, and other great outside stuff inside at 2018 South Stoughton Road, south of Buckeye. See Siding Unlimited's frequent Instagram posts or go to sidingunlimited.com.
All right, Madison, let's face it. Predicting the bracket is hard, but enjoying a month of nonstop college basketball is easy, especially when it's paired with the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Bud Light is giving you a shot to attend the ultimate watch party in Vegas for the final days of the tournament. Just go to budlight.com/easypicks to enter for your chance to win. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 plus. Begins on 1/6/25 and ends 3/30/25. Multiple entry periods. Visit budlight.com/easypicks for free entry deadlines, and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
The inaugural student-led Wisconsin Sports Business Conference is happening March 6th at the University of Wisconsin. Get ready for speakers from around the sports world like former ESPN insider Adrian Wojnarowski, along with NFL executive and former Badgers football star Troy Vincent. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to network and learn from some of the biggest names in the business of sports. Register today at wisconsinsbc.com. That's March 6th at UW-Madison. We'll catch you there.
Your first time driving a stick shift. The car, sporty. Your teacher, nervous. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Online Activation Zone, so you can easily shift your direct deposits from your old clunker of a bank to Associated Bank in just a few clicks. You've got this with Activation Zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
When you're having computer problems, you need a company you trust to get things working again, quickly and affordably. Madison Computer Works has been doing that for business and residential customers for decades. Our computer care plans take away the hassle of being without your computer or needing to bring it in for repair. Starting at only $10 a month, our local and friendly techs provide remote help and can fix most problems in just minutes. Call 608-231-8000 and sign up today. Madison Computer Works, computers that work for you.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Slow down on On Monday, not a sound. On Wednesday, might get loud. On Friday, but on Saturday.
We'll get back to the ticket conversation, and we appreciate Kyle seeing the Coos signal and the Yule log signal that we put up for Sparky. We'll get to him coming up. But first, some breaking news in NFL free agency with the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, baby, now this is some breaking news.
Before you break this news,
I didn't break it. Jeremy Fowler
okay,
did.
Fowler breaking it.
passing
And
it along.
oh boy, Corby out in what
Corbin
would be
Smith. Yeah.
What would be the thing that would get you most excited, knowing you can't sign free agents from out in the wild, wild west? What would be the thing when you heard that
West.
you were doing this? What would be the thing like, yes?
McManus.
Okay, Jesse.
The Jets are releasing Davante.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Zach
You've had
Tom,
a good day today.
I would say Zach Tom 5-year extension. Okay, those would be the
that's
three
good, too.
things.
Yeah,
That's a good
too.
one. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know where that is on the schedule.
It'll be like, I would think, August.
That's
July, August-ish.
okay, good. We agree then. That's what I was going to say. Sources: the Packers are signing linebacker Isaiah McDuffie to a 2-year, $8 million deal, upside to $9.5 million per Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. As I pointed out, this is someone who played for Jeff Hafley at Boston College. Big-time, reliable, durable, sturdy player. Plays on special teams a bunch. But $8 million for 2 years, that's not like minimum money, but it's also not like huge money. I think he's their third linebacker. I think it's very
it's
clearly
special teams. We're going to be happy. We'll be fine if we are going to play you there. But I saw on Twitter as we, were listening to Coos and having his insights when this news had broke. Oh, that means they don't believe in Edgerrin Cooper. No, it doesn't.
Maybe they don't believe in Tyron Hopper.
It means he's going to be your special teams ace.
Right. And the third linebacker who doesn't play as much.
And you're going to be ready to roll when inevitably somebody gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean Hopper can't jump him. $4 million in today's day and age. We just went through the ticket prices. It's a little bit more than popcorn money. I'm not sure what their next best selling little attribute is, but
the horse collar.
It is a nice deal for him to kind of keep building his career. Obviously, his agent probably was around Indy, and he didn't seem like anybody was going to pay him starter money, or he wouldn't have signed this. And you move it along. So this is not, okay, he's our starter. This is really good core player that we can have on our special teams. We'll fill in, and we feel good about playing if Coop and Quay aren't healthy. That's what this is. And that is a good, solid, steady play to keep guys that are on your team that have proven to be good players, but you're looking for great, great players, and that's where you're hoping Coop takes his game to the next level.
We will talk more about Isaiah McDuffie a little bit later. We'll get back to the ticket conversation. But Isaiah McDuffie, again, returning 2-year, $8 million deal per Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. I don't think he's going to get a big, giant signing bonus check with the Associated Bank logo.
I thought he might be in that trade with Corbin at the DK.
Well, you quit picking on Corbin.
I can't. I mean, you can't just keep throwing stuff. Like that is not reporting. That's doing what I do. Oh, this would be interesting. This is fun. Don't try to come on now.
Associated, the official bank of the Packers since the Packers began way back in 1919, and more importantly, they're the bank with the best customer service. You've got early pay, where you get access to your direct deposit up to 2 days early. You've got Credit Monitor to make sure that everything's copacetic with that. You've got more than 30,000 ATMs without any fees, and you've got Overdraft Grace Zone. So if you overdraft by $50 or less, they got you covered. No fees for doing that. Go to AssociatedBank.com. Find out everything that's great about Associated Bank, which I've been telling you for years. We'll get back to the ticket question with our buddy Sparky in Sussex next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Brewers.
They're really good at identifying talent. They're really good at developing talent.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
This is one of the best organizations in Major League Baseball.
100.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson to tell you about Madison Weight Loss, the program that I experienced for 60 days from the middle of August to the middle of October of last year. I was able to drop 40 pounds of unnecessary, unwanted fat simply by changing up my diet. And it was the natural, healthy approach to weight loss. Just changing what you eat, you're able to drop almost a pound a day. It really works. You can contact the team, schedule a free consultation in person or virtually right now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. There's a bunch of different weight loss programs that are out there for you to look into and to choose from. And I tried a few different ones and I didn't find the results I was looking for. But now I'm finally excited. I went on a cruise in January, felt good. The swimsuit season's coming up. If you're going for spring break somewhere, if you're getting ready for the summer to be up at the lake like we were up at the cabin this weekend, it's time to start thinking about feeling and looking your best this summer. Contact the team, MadisonWeightLoss.com. Schedule a free consultation in person or virtually. Learn all about the program at MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Shop Steinhoffels, make it your own event. Personalized colors, fabrics, and more. Save up to $800 and use Steinhoffels 18-month financing. Only at Steinhoffels. Hunter Wooler, one of 3 Wisconsin Badgers at last weekend's NFL Draft Combine. Muskego Zone making the most during his time in Indy, improving his chances to hear his name on draft day. The Badger's safety on repping his home state on the big stage. Audio courtesy Badger Athletics.
It's a blessing to be here and be able to represent Wisconsin and all the guys that are there, that have come through there, that are still there, the coaches that I had. It's a blessing to be in this spot, and you do everything you can to prove the ones that bet on you, prove them right.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Our team installs year-round, so why wait? Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Mark Tauscher here, introducing Pizza Hut's new Ultimate Hut Bundle. Get any 2 medium pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and your pick of breadsticks, cheese sticks, or cinnamon sticks with the perfect dip for only $24.99. You want even more? Upgrade to large pizzas or double your wings for just $5 each. Get the ultimate feast for the ultimate value because this deal is too delicious to miss. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. The Ultimate Hut Bundle. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
From the preps
And Will Garlock, the two-handed jam.
to the pros,
Dane takes him into the paint, lobs up top. Giannis slams it home.
the biggest games play on 100.5 ESPN.
Again, I know I'm not very opinionated, so this is probably a little jarring for me to have an opinion.
You say jarring or refreshing?
I've heard it both ways.
Okay.
I'm open to being convinced that I'm wrong. But I haven't heard anyone yet who's made a better argument than the tried and true, well, look how long the waiting list is. I understand capitalism. I get it. The $536 million in the corporate reserve fund would indicate to me that an organization which also is trying to reduce the amount of taxes it pays the city of Green Bay can probably afford not to increase tickets by $7 to $21 per seat per game. That's my opinion. And just because you can do it doesn't mean you need to do it. If you're the franchise that prides itself on being in the smallest market and being owned by the fans and not having a deep-pocketed owner, that's my take. Feel free to break it down and disagree if you must.
So where do you want them? You want them to be number 30 so they're not the bottom two?
I think you put it great. I think in the bottom third, given the market that they're in, I think that you could be at the top of the third, whatever that would be. It wouldn't be a quartile. It would be whatever a third would be.
Third
the
aisle.
top of the
third aisle.
Let's talk to Sparky in Sussex. Sparky, good morning. Tell me why I'm wrong or tell me why I'm right.
Well, as a relatively short-term season ticket holder, I think we're 5 years, I think some of the price increases are just getting out of hand. As the fan base is aging, some of us older folks, we're not going to be able to afford them that much longer. Will we pass them down to our kids? Hopefully. But with the waiting list, I mean, they pretty much have carte blanche to do whatever they want. What I would love to see is maybe with all that cash, maybe you can return the personal seat license fee of, I think we paid $10,000.
You think that'll happen?
I'm never going to see
Sparky?
that back.
Whoa, wait a minute.
You think that'll ever happen?
Whoa, wait a minute. Rewind. You became a season ticket holder 5 years ago?
Yeah, I thought the PSL was $2,500 a ticket. I could be wrong.
Okay, that's a lot of money. And that's a one-time fee.
Right, which is refundable when you end buying tickets. So my argument to my family is I think our two kids, since they're going to get the tickets willed to them, I think they should each pay me $5,000 now so I can go out and enjoy it.
You want a little juice with that, though, too, don't you?
A reverse inheritance, like a reverse mortgage.
Exactly. Well, we keep telling them we're spending their inheritance now, and with
Fair.
the price of tickets, that's certainly true. That I think we've sold 2 tickets once. Somebody canceled within like an hour of game time. My wife put them on the Packers site, and we sold them. But other than that, we sometimes donate tickets to a charity we're affiliated with. But we always would go to the game as well because we didn't want somebody that got those tickets do something stupid.
Yeah.
Our tickets get revoked after that. So we've also always been very careful. And I'm surprised there haven't been more instances where some of these folks with multiple tickets haven't gotten burned on that.
So, Sparky, you're a reasonable guy. Your position is that it's gotten a little bit out of hand. You're not storming the gates. You're not saying you're going to dump your tickets, but you would appreciate maybe an occasional break on the ticket hikes. $7 to $21 per ticket for this year is the biggest year-over-year increase they've had during this 16-year run.
Yeah, I think our tickets, my wife said, I think they were about 150 before, so I'm not sure. We're between the 20, kind of the end zone, so I'm not sure. In fact, I just saw this morning we have the Postal Service app, and I saw we were getting a letter. Just didn't know what was in it, but after listening to you guys, I'm pretty aware of now what we're going to see.
Well, now you know. If you're between the end zone and the 20-yard line, those will be $169 for the regular season. They were $155 last year, according to the Packers.
So about, what is that, about 7 something $700.
14 bucks a ticket times 4 tickets for you. So, Sparky, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Hey, Kyle was a great caller. I'd like to have a beer with him sometime, maybe before a game. Maybe we can go
Let's
to
organize that,
Jason.
Let's organize that.
The Wilde and Tausch Beer Summit, along with the Hall of Fame, the cribbage tournament, Jesse bowling for a 300. Boy, we got a lot on our to-do list.
Just Coos and Sparky getting together and having a beer in a sounds like an overpriced parking spot that potentially needs to get looked at.
Coos and Sparky getting together for a beer by far has the best chance of happening. 100%, of all those things,
no doubt. That will probably be the only thing. That and that murder mystery party.
That's never happened.
Never's a long time. But you're probably
right. Why would we do
right.
a murder mystery party?
Because it's fun. It'd be fun.
You just plan a murder mystery party then.
No, we will. I want to do it up at Lambeau, though.
Not we. You.
Well, don't worry. Trust me. I'm not counting on you for anything. Trust me on that.
Well, I'm sure Sarah would be happy to organize our.
It's going to be a Hansel and Gretel theme. The breadcrumbs will lead back to Gretel. I got a hunch.
And I'll be the one who's been murdered. So, if you are putting the prize pick projection on 0.5 murder mystery parties held by Wilde and Tausch, I would guess you would take less. If you were smart.
Yeah, I had a tough one with the Nuggets, Bucks. Another tough weekend on prize picks for old team, but man, I had fun. That's fun. Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. Over 10 million members, billions of dollars in award and winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to everybody in it. It's simple to play. Maybe not as simple to win, but it is simple to play.
I think it's simple to win.
Did you win again?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Of course one of us has to
I
around
might
here.
start shadowing your picks. You pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can run your game all season long on Prize Picks. It's over 30 states. App is simple to use, and to create a lineup, you just pick more or less on the projections of players, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Join the over 10 million members. Sign up today. Combine your favorite basketball players with players from baseball and hockey and esports and much, much more. Second half of the season in hoops, it's here, and the race to the playoffs is heating up on Prize Picks. Don't miss your chance to cash in as the league's best. Fight for playoff positioning. Download the app today and use that code for the great old state of Wisconsin, and you get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks.
Run!
Your game.
The 11 o'clock hour will include some of your thoughts on the tickets, plus probably pushing trivia back so we can play double trivia later in the week.
Yeah, double it up from the Experience Center. I could do an all trivia, an all Pella trivia.
Well, you
day.
should write those.
Yeah, I could. I'm not going to, but I could.
The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by the return of Molly Brown to Jim, Matt, and Molly. Molly returns to the show tomorrow, March 4th. And ESPN Madison is celebrating with a special remote broadcast of Jim, Matt, and Molly at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton from 4 to 6. Molly Brown returns tomorrow to Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin Badgers not as celebratory following a 71-62 loss on the road in East Lansing yesterday against the 8th-ranked Michigan State Spartans. Badgers have now dropped 2 of their last 3 games, coincidentally, since Mark Tauscher said they would be a Final Four team. 2 games left in the regular season for Wisconsin. On the road, Wednesday night, 7:30 tip at Minnesota, and then noon Saturday at the Kohl Center hosting Penn State. Minnesota, Penn State, two of the worst teams in the Big Ten standings. So if the Badgers were to win both games, they would be in a great position to still get the double bye in the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis the following week to the quarterfinal round on Friday. Baseball, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Tonight, the Milwaukee Brewers in prime time out in Arizona spring training taking on the Cincinnati Reds. First pitch set for 7:05.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Hour begins now, almost on time. For us, if you're grading on a curve, close to on time. Jesse, do we still have Eric in Green Bay on hold?
We do. Was it IPT of me to put in my Sports Center update that the Badgers have lost 2 out of 3 since Tausch said they were a Final Four team?
I'll be honest with you. I heard that. I didn't know if he heard that. I wasn't going to bring it up.
He made a little face when I said it, and I didn't feel bad about it, but I just don't know if it was in poor taste or not.
I still think this is a good team. Yeah, listen, man, you shoot 3 for whatever yesterday, and you're still ahead at half and in the game at a tough spot. And Klesmit was out. I don't feel bad about that loss. We weren't going to win the Big Ten. After we lost that game to Oregon, we weren't going to win it. Win the next 2, get a top 4, go make a little push in the Big Ten, play in Milwaukee, get to the Sweet 16. That's all I said. I want them to go to the Final Four. I said, you get those Milwaukee games, Sweet 16, let's go. And that's where we're at. So it's all right there. It's all right there.
He's proud of his team.
Of course, had they won on Sunday, then they could win one of the next 2 and then
but
already
they didn't,
clinched
and it was a tough match. It's a tough spot.
Notch another one.
I'm going to say this. I like our
belt.
offense better than Michigan State's. We got a lot more options. Yeah. Michigan State's a gritty, tough rebound. It's an Izzo team. Wisconsin can go further than Michigan State. I believe that. Michigan State's limited. They're tough and they're gritty. I don't think their offense all that. They win games in the 60s, man. Maybe it'll play. Maybe.
You're hung up on some offense from the 60s, man.
They are not very explosive on offense. I did not feel like we were ever in danger of getting run out of the gym. We just couldn't shoot.
Do you ever think we would be sitting here saying Michigan State and Izzo needs to evolve to be an explosive offense like Wisconsin? You just said that like 4 years ago.
I would not have believed it, but hey, The world changes, man. Get on board.
All right, that has been your Badger Basketball Minute with Mark Tauscher, analyst. Wake me in March. March is here, and he's awake.
Just hope it ain't the Ides of March, am I right?
Yep.
Right, yeah.
Caesar.
In like a lion, too. All right, I want to get back to the ticket thing so we can move forward from that and get to Nelli and see if Jesse wants to play trivia or wants to push it back. He makes all those big decisions around here. Let's go to Eric in Green Bay. Eric, good morning. Thanks for holding on. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch, buddy. How are you?
Morning, you bet. Just to kind of put this out there, if I have to get going quick, I have a very enthusiastic 3-year-old in the car who was concerned that he couldn't hear you guys through the speakers as I switched it over to my phone.
Uh-oh.
So he was screaming more Wilde Tausch.
That's our guy.
So, yeah,
we got to really get those ice cream. We got to get those ice cream partnerships going. So your 3-year-old could be one of the endorsement opportunities.
Sounds like he was in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube comments earlier. Am I right?
Oh, sick burn.
Well, I was gonna say if you ever want to have like a kid-friendly feature on the show, or the other stay-at-home dads on the panel here, maybe like some Wheels on the Bus or something for some of the intro music. That way, I'm not I'm kind of checking a few boxes here.
That would be too much work for Jesse. Sorry. All right, what do you got, Eric?
Yeah. All right, so to touch base on a few things, the fee for the Packers, I think when my family became season tickets years ago, was about $8,000. And again, like the previous caller said, that's only refundable if you give your tickets back to the Packers. A quick point about kind of the protection as far as if, some yahoos have a little too much before the game, a few too many Coors Lights. I think if you sell your tickets through an accredited, like through the Packers or like Ticketmaster or something like that, there is some protection as a seller there. But I kind of have mixed feelings on the ticket prices. One, as a resident of Green Bay, we love going to Titletown, whether it's Aaron's Hill or taking advantage of the football field and the playground over there, watching Jesse Nelson miss a kick. I think they're going to be building a statue in his honor.
The ball was overinflated.
I did feel that football. It was definitely overinflated. That would have been like kicking a rock.
That's two witnesses.
I think Jason actually offered me the football, and I was afraid of my 3-year-old dropping it on my foot and getting an injury there. So I declined
team Jesse.
Not always, but he's having a day. So let's keep it going. But again, I love to see what the Packers are doing. Really great stuff in the community, and as a resident of Green Bay, it's been really cool for our family.
Except not wanting to pay taxes anymore.
Exactly. Yes. But when you do see teams like the Falcons who have, famously low concession prices, and I think it's like $2 popcorn, $3 hot dogs, things like that, it does make it. You do see the other side, and those fan-friendly gestures you kind of wish you had a little bit. Lastly, I think if there was some form of happy medium where they stopped maybe jacking up the prices for the preseason games, or if they did have a few more perks in there for season ticket holders, that could kind of help offset the blow for the prices. But I see both sides of it. I don't like paying more when I go, but I understand that everybody else is doing it, and we're kind of, middle of the pack.
Yeah, that's what they say. And thanks for the call, Eric, and thanks for your support of our targeted demo of 3 years and younger. I get it. Again, the list is long. There are people that would love to take your tickets. I guess my argument boils down to, Tausch, just because you can do it doesn't mean you have to. Is that a bad argument?
Yeah, I think it's more about what value are you providing? And from a Packer organizational standpoint, you do have a duty to make sure you're keeping up and making your team and organization championship worthy. Because in the bottom line on this, it all comes down to, are you putting the best product on the field, and are you doing what you can? Because if they could maximize revenue, the league is doing that. There are some ways that I think you could alleviate some of that, and I don't know the right mixture of what is going on. But I think your point, and where I look at it, is if you're a team and you have not had a 500, and Green Bay has, there is a point where it's, but the fact that Green Bay has the fan base that it does, make sure you're not taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
And I don't think they are, but the fans will tell you if they are. The fans will say, well, we can't do it anymore. And if you start seeing that, that's when you have to start making adjustments. And the prices have been.
Do they care, though, if those fans say that, if there's other fans just waiting to take their place?
That's a pop key question. I don't know. I think obviously they want you to. They want fans showing up. They want the support. They want you buying stuff, and I don't see that going anywhere. And until and if that ever does happen, I don't think you're going to see a course correction that maybe you're hoping for. This is the price of doing business in the big boy league, and I think most Packer fans understand it. They don't have to love it, but this is a business that is trying to grow to get to $27, $28 billion a year in revenue, and you don't do that by shrinking your streams of revenue.
Well, how about just knocking $2 off a cup of Coors Light at the concession stand once in a while?
I think all of those things are up for debate, and that comes again. That's to the consumer. The consumer can help dictate that. What I could tell you is great value with Coors Light, brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's made to chill. The mountains make sure they're blue. You want it chilled to perfection. That's why there's always Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We'll get to some of your texts next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The Audi National Customer Credit is available now at Audi Madison. Save $3,000 on select 2025 Audi Q5 models. Save $4,500 on the Audi Q7 55. This national credit is good toward the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but is only available until March 3rd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Outside In. That's what we call our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. All the cool stuff you want outside in your yard displayed inside. Patios, decks, pavers, and an automated pergola, fire pit, outdoor kitchen, a putting green, and in-ground pool. Even a converting 3-season room that's either outside or inside. We are Outdoor Living Unlimited. Your outdoor living potential awaits you at our Outside In showroom, 2018 South Stoughton Road. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
John Tonje, I don't think he is the pro prospect that Johnny Davis is, but I think John Tonje, I don't care portal or not, I think he is the most impactful recruit in the grade guard era.
When you're the first player since Michael Finley to go back-to-back games with scoring 30 points, that is great company for John Tonje to be in.
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias, streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Before we get to the carbless text portion of the Carbless Talk and Text line, carbless, less is more, from the private Talk and Text line from Pipe Jim. I've mentioned this before, but my brother's gold package has never sold their tickets. Someone in the family or a very close friend always uses them. But aren't the fans already telling you the prices are too high by selling some tickets to help offset the cost? It's a good point. That is what they're telling you by doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, we don't have to like everything. There's going to be some things that you don't like. The bottom line is I think most people are looking at the NFL as a great experience. Whether or not that's the case, if you don't feel that way, you're not going to go. And for a lot of us, especially if you're doing this, watching the game from home with the TV and having, that it actually makes it easier. But there's nothing like being in a stadium, from an environment standpoint and from the energy. It's tough to beat. And again, I think in a society where community is getting tougher and tougher to find, you have this. This is a great community to be a part of. And yeah, there's a price point to get in, and at some point maybe it'll be too high. I do not think we've gotten to that point yet.
Jesse, what do you have on the
Jesse,
carbless?
how many times? I mean, you have season tickets via surrogates and everything else.
Surrogates?
Well, you like your family or your wife's family.
I'm married into royalty
via
with
surrogates.
Tickets, yes.
Whatever.
Poor Becca.
What do they think?
I think there's a conversation every year about, is it worth it? Is everybody enjoying it?
Has it ever been
still?
come that it's not worth it?
No.
There you go. That's kind of what I thought.
Well, in fairness, part of that discussion is if we give them up, we're never getting them back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. That is a powerful hammer to be able to hold. And that's great that you've got that level of demand. Good for the organization.
But in the same respect, if Jesse wanted to go to games and Jesse's family, you're going to find tickets to go. Like, this isn't the old days where it's impossible. How many times are you paying more than face value now?
I can't
think,
answer that.
Obviously, the big boy games, yes. But when Indianapolis comes to town, or you get here in November, December, is everybody paying a ton more over face? I don't think so.
Well, and then that leads me to the other question of then, if you're trying to defray the cost by selling your tickets, it's not like you're making a profit off of the games that you don't want to go to. You don't want to give up the Lions game, right? If you're a fan and that's in your package, right? Now if you're giving up the Tennessee game or another game and you're selling those to make the extra money back, you're right. If you're not selling them what if you're not getting even face value for them? Now you're still taking a loss on them.
Yeah, that's life. That's how
in
it
a big
works.
city or in the smallest market in sports in North America. Jesse, what do you have on the text line?
From Colorado, Jeff. Gold package holder here. Reselling some tickets.
Sounds a lot like Mark Tauscher here.
Reselling some tickets each year is a major reason I bought the package. Objectively, these tickets are terribly expensive. Even at face value, total cost for 2 people attending a game is about $500. Definitely not family friendly. So that's addressing the reselling portion of the news from Friday.
Yeah, I'd be curious. Again, you're not in danger. If you are going to some of the games in your package every year, you're fine. This does not apply to you. You have nothing to worry about at all, at least at this point. Now, if they change the percentage, right? What if they suddenly decide you have to attend at least 50% of the games yourself? Then
I'm telling you, this whole thing, it's that. Well, then you're not buying enough beer. You're not buying enough. Well, you got to start spending at the pro shop here. Not to say that's ever going to happen, but when I've been very forewarning to everybody about this, that this is something that at some point we're not there yet, but I don't know if I want a ton of people monitoring and telling me how I need to spend money, and if I'm doing it this way, you're going to be banned. We lived through that 3 or 4 years ago. I'm not sure everybody wants to get into that again. I just say what you want. I don't think that's the world that we want to be in.
Have another text here from Lucy and Aaron on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin
I love
Talking
Aaron.
text line.
Beautiful area. Holy Hill.
Love the show. Listen daily. Thanks, Lucy. Drives me crazy when the Packers say they need to be competitive, stay at mid-level pricing. Well, the other teams aren't sitting on freaking bleacher seats. Was a green season ticket holder for 21 years, 5 seats, gave them up because prices kept increasing. $50 to park a car. Food and drink prices rising. Would park on street and walk a mile and didn't buy anything at the stadium just to try and keep the cost down. Lucy and Aaron.
Thank you, Lucy. Great text.
$50 to park a car.
Sounds like Cousineau would be happy to only pay $50.
Yeah, it's expensive to go to sporting events, and it's not getting cheaper. The price of what is being done, player salaries, TV deals, that money ain't going down. So there will be a tipping point. I don't think we're here, but I'm definitely thinking we're closer to said tipping point than we were 5 years ago. And what that's going to look like, I don't know, but that's always that needle that they're trying to thread. And I think the Packers, at least in their mind, have done a pretty good job of that. And by the way, the stadium is sold out. People are clamoring to get in. They're still buying pro shop stuff. They've never been more profitable. They've never been more successful from a business standpoint. I think that was one of the things when Mark Murphy came in. It felt a little too mommy and poppy-ish. And they've gotten more corporate. There's nobody that can argue that. And the results are following. They're making more money than ever. Now, whether or not that's the right way to go about it, some people think it's not. Some people think it is. They need to keep up in order to keep a competitive balance. And we're not talking about the Packers leaving town or anything like that. Everything that they've been getting has worked in that regard.
Yeah, they're renovating the home locker room this offseason. They got their third locker room for other events. I know it's a long-term investment, but they're not exactly struggling over there. Jesse, do you have another text or two you want to get to before we move on?
One more here. Tausch is a big fan of ideas that make you think, right? That's one of the things he encourages. So here's one. Matt in West Bend. How about get rid of all season tickets altogether? Most Packers fans will never have a chance to buy tickets from the Packers. Instead of tickets staying in families for 60 years or more, have a Wisconsin lottery. People can buy tickets per game ahead of time.
Well, sounds great for Matt in West Bend.
I appreciate Matt's thoughts. I like the season ticket holder. I like the community that brings. So I am not going to be on board with that plan, but I'm not going to poo-poo it. I love big ideas. I love when people bring them to the show.
But you don't like this idea.
No, it just wouldn't be for me, but I get it. And I think with the added seats in the upper south end zone, I think more and more people have had more access with that Brown County lottery and all of the other things. So I think you've gotten more and more opportunities, but I don't want to take away the ability for people to have 4 seats and that they're able to take their family and that father-son and father-daughter, mother-daughter, all of that. That is a cool thing that I don't want to get rid of. So, no, I am going to not endorse Matt's plan, but I'm not going to tell him he shouldn't push. I want more ideas. I want those ideas to get flushed out. And then let's have that debate. I'm not going to be on your side on that one, though.
Yeah, and by the way, first of all, the Packers want the cost certainty of knowing that their stadium is sold out forever and ever and ever. Like they don't want to do it this way. I would be curious though if it was a free market on the tickets. I guess we'd find out what they were really worth, right? Just how high could you go doing it that way?
I don't think you're going to get a lot. I don't think you're going to get a lot higher than where we're at.
Well, that's not what I'm hearing from some folks who are responding to this idea with that, hey, you want to give up your tickets? I'll take them. I'll pay double. Okay. Until the bill comes. And I'm not sure you want to pay double. And until maybe there's a time where they're not as good as they have been. Boy, that 2023 season, If it had gone the way it was going in the first half, I wonder what ticket prices would have looked like. And if they would have raised ticket prices going into 2024 had that happened. You look like you're getting ready to read something.
No, I'm good. I'm
okay.
Just stacking my papers.
Just getting organized.
I can't get organized.
Some
over
stuff
here?
came across his desk.
Well, I was just going to say, did that just come across your desk? Because I'm looking and I don't have
Jesse,
anything
you're
for
having
you.
a great show. Came in a little
He
cranky.
has had a great show.
I walked in with Jesse today. We came to the
You parked in the parking garage
at the
together?
same time. Yep, we walked up, and I could tell he was a little cranky, even after a big meat raffle dub. And he's had a heck of a show. One of his better performances in a long time. I don't know what he's doing.
You
with
like
that,
this
but-
reverse
Hey,
angle?
there's
here?
Hunter.
Yeah.
There's Hunter. Who's talking to Hunter over there?
I actually can't see. I got to zoom in, so I can't tell. I'm not gonna
We should do that more often.
You like
Let
the
more
reverse
people get
cam?
involved in the show.
Sure, we can do reverse cam more.
Reverse cam. Jesse, we will do Whoa Nelly, and we will. Hey, there's Gravatt. I see him too, and Pablo. It's the whole crew, except for whoever's in the foreground that I'm not recognizing. We will get to Whoa Nelly.
All right, maybe we shouldn't do that ever again.
Yeah, it's time. Let's go. Let's move.
I wanted to
Next,
point out that
let's go to break. What are we doing?
Tausch has moved his microphone to prove that I need to stop talking. Whoa Nelly, and we'll pick last week's trivia winner next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at princetonclub.net.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. As always, at Metro Kia of Madison, you can enjoy 2 years of no-charge maintenance on any new vehicle. Browse their inventory and find this month's special at MetroKiaofMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership today.
Professional volleyball is in full swing from here in Madison. Don't miss a second of the action. Cheer on Love Madison Volleyball as they make history with some of the best players in the world. Olympic medalists, NCAA All-Americans, and one of the most talented rookie classes ever. This is volleyball at its highest level. Experience the excitement yourself. Get your tickets today at lovb.com. Volleyball is the next major league. Bring the energy and be a part of history in Madison. Join us for the inaugural League One volleyball season. The second half of the season is heating up, so don't miss your chance to see these incredible athletes up close at the Alliant Energy Center. Follow Love Madison Volleyball on their journey to the first ever championship in Louisville from April 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets now at lovb.com and be a part of this game-changing season. Volleyball is the next major league.
Summer is coming, and it's time to start thinking about your summer job. Jesse Nelson here. Madison School and Community Recreation is now hiring for many positions, including day camp and youth program leaders, support staff for individuals with disabilities, sports instructors and officials, and more. Full and part-time positions with daytime and evening hours are available. No matter your interest, schedule, or location, there's a position for everyone. At MSCR, you can make an immediate impact in the community and gain meaningful experience. Start your summer adventure today. Apply at mscr.org.
Brewers baseball is in the air.
It's back, and it is up, and it is gone. A walk-off homer for Vinny Capra.
Spring back into the baseball season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
With tears in my eyes, the love in my soul, I feel like starting something. The pain that subsides the minute I go. I feel like starting
Before we get to Whoa Nelly and before we look at who else is working inside the ESPN Madison headquarters, don't shake your head at me.
I was shaking it at Jesse.
Building the sense of community on Wilde and Tausch. Jesse needs to draw last week's trivia winner first.
And I'll do so on Wilde and Tausch Reverse Can.
How did you forget to do that last week?
Because our friend Hannah called in, who you met at the
So
Bucks
tell us
game
how
on
great Jesse is.
Thursday
I
night. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
So
actually.
not no one's fault. Team loss that we forgot to draw on Friday.
It wasn't a loss for you.
You're right. It was a big win for me, actually. All right, so we are rummaging, as you can hear and see from afar on
Clearly
the video
not a
stream.
YouTube
Here it is.
dweller.
Congratulations. Oh, wow. He's going to have another prize pack to go pick up at ESPN Beaver Dam. Dan in Cambria. Get your butt in the car, Dan. Time to get over to the studio. You got yourself a prize pack to go pick
I think
up.
his neighbor said he'd give him a ride.
May not make it all the way to the pickup location, though.
Some fans who have just realized that our show exists in the last 4 years have no idea what we're talking about when we bring that up.
Dan in Cambria used to
okay.
live next door to a serial killer.
Potential. I don't know if that was ever confirmed. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Potential.
Alleged. Time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, Jesse, before you start, some breaking news from the National Football League.
I was going to bring it up.
Okay, well, then you just bring it up. I'll let you do that.
No, let's alternate words doing it.
We're definitely not doing that.
Darius
Rucker
Delavan
was
got
the
smoked
lead
by
singer
Monona
of
Grove,
Hootie
it
the
looked like the
Blowfish.
other night.
Whoa, Nelly!
So, I think it's Aaron Nagler of Cheesehead TV. In fact, I know that it's him that does this. He'll take these tweets of breaking news of certain player has been released, and then he'll do no or maybe. So I don't want to steal his shtick, although I don't think he's trademarked it. But the Philadelphia Eagles have informed 34-year-old Darius Slay that they are releasing him. Per Ian Rappaport, Slay has said he wants to play one more year. Tausch, if Darius Slay only wants to play one more year, even though he's not in the age bracket that Goody likes, do you have interest in Darius Slay as a Green Bay Packer?
Marginal interest. He's
Jesse,
old.
what about you?
Good player still, but I wouldn't trust that another year. And it would have to be at the right price, and I doubt that's where Darius's mind will be at.
I would not want Darius Slay to be the signature move of the offseason. But if it was one of the moves of the like if Davante comes rolling into town and Darius Slay comes into town, then I'd start to feel better about it.
So the Packers had a 32-year-old wide receiver and a 34-year-old corner, and Brian Gutekunst is still the general manager for these moves?
Yeah. And they're still the third youngest team in the league.
Yeah, it's actually probably true.
Whoa, Nelly!
I don't see it, but made a hell of a play in the playoff game against the Packers, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think we're thinking of what Darius Slay was and not necessarily what Darius Slay is anymore.
Well, he's not as good as he once was, but he can be good once as he ever was.
Yeah.
Just remember
Do you think he could be like a mid-season kind of guy, or is someone's going to pick him up?
Somebody's going to pick him. Somebody's going to pick him up for
Probably Washington.
Yeah.
Whoa, Nelly!
Everybody's going to Washington. Not Matthew Stafford. He's staying in Los Angeles with the Rams, agreeing to terms on a new deal over the weekend. What does that mean now for Aaron Rodgers?
Indianapolis.
Reports are the New York Giants might be a team that's interested.
I really hope that that's not the road he goes down, but if he wants to keep playing, has anyone ever said that he even wants to keep playing? Have we heard that yet?
Not from him.
Okay.
Well, not from him since the Jets said they wanted to move on from him. He said it in like December.
Sure. Colts. I want him to go to the Colts. That's where I want to see him.
Is that better, worse, or the same as going to the Giants?
No, it's much better.
Much better?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
He make a run there. He's in a dome. A lot of things positive there. As far as Stafford goes, I think that keeps the Rams as a contender. I would think that they'll be the favorites in the West, even over San Fran. They've done a great job of rebuilding from going all in. They bottomed out a little bit, and then it just tells you if you have that guy. I think Stafford at some point is going to drop off, and right now he needs to. I think part of his thought process better have a good coach, better have a good O-line, because he's getting older, cold weather, all of those things I think he's probably going to be wanting to shy away from. So I think this is a good move for both parties. Just a total leverage play, and I think both sides probably got what they wanted.
Erica in the ESPN Madison YouTube comments informs us that McAfee that Rodgers is out of the country currently.
Huh.
Yeah.
The last time he was well, just because we haven't heard from him on whether he wants to play or not lately, I think is why she shared that. He was in Egypt the last time when we were, when I was criticizing him for missing the mini camp, and then I turned out he was in Egypt.
That dude leaves the country a lot.
Well, he's got a lot of discretionary income.
Whoa, Nelly!
You mentioned Washington, and I believe we mentioned...
God, I love this camera.
Yeah,
angle.
reverse cam. Debo Samuel.
Yeah, it makes me not want to come into the studio. It's good.
Why?
I mean, you're telling me my back is better than my face? That's what
No
you're telling
one's
me.
saying that at all.
That is literally what you're
We
saying
get to
by
see
putting
the
this
rest of our
camera.
team.
No, that's what you're
all.
saying.
Turn around and wave to the camera.
Yeah.
I'll turn around and wave to you.
Good one.
Got me. Debo Samuel to the Washington Commanders for a 5th-round pick, the reported trade over the weekend. What do you think, old T?
I just... Debo's beaten down. Maybe this change of scenery, and he obviously has done some great things. He feels like he's one of those old young guys, and maybe he'll be rejuvenated. He's going to get all of his money, so I'm sure he's happy. That San Fran was never going to do that, and that's why I think they were so willing to move it along. It just shows you again how fast this league comes at you. Debo Samuel 2 years ago was like the creme de la creme. And now San Fran had to push hard to get a 5th-round pick. League comes at you fast, Eddie.
Debo Lacey. Now Jesse's just messing around with camera angles.
You like that one better?
That's not bad. I'm all right with that one.
Since when do you not have the TVs on? Has that always been your protocol now that when you go into the Everlight Center?
I don't know how to turn them on. If they're on, they're on. I don't get distracted. That's
only
why,
when Tausch comes in, we turn them off.
That's why I sit where I do, because
Savvy,
I don't get distracted like I used to.
Yeah, we love it. Now I'm distracted by the different camera angles.
Should the Packers lower their ticket prices? Yep. Yep.
Whoa, Nelly! Jesse, do you have anything else for Whoa, Nelly? Or no?
I thought we were out of time, but sure, I'll bring this up. The SEC Women's Basketball
Just
Regular
means more.
Season Championship
Just means more.
was determined by a coin toss, which I thought was kind of crazy. They live televised it on the SEC network. It was between South Carolina and Texas it was. Yeah. South Carolina, Texas. They televised it during halftime of the LSU Ole Miss game on SEC
Quick
Network.
question. Will the women's NCAA tournament have the same amount of eyeballs as last year? Will it be close?
As last year?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
The point is, I thought this was wow, we were 9 tiebreakers in, and it came down to the final crazy tiebreaker, which is the coin toss. It was only that the two teams had beat each other head-to-head in the regular season and finished with the same record. The next tiebreaker was the coin toss. How is that the next tiebreaker before, points scored or home record or anything else? How is the coin toss that high in the priority list to determine who wins the regular season title?
That's a good question. You have to ask Old Boy. He'll tell you. I have no idea.
Wait, who's Old Boy?
Sankey. Greg Sankey.
SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey.
Thank you for clarifying.
Did you really
that doesn't make a lot of
didn't know who that was?
I know who Greg Sankey is, but I didn't know who you were referring to. I do. Yep. We'll wrap things up next. Yep. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers.
I ain't going to be scared to say that this team can make a Final Four.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
This team's good enough. They are.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by The Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports, premiering every Thursday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. A dream scenario. Hunter Wohler, one of 3 Wisconsin Badgers at last weekend's NFL Draft Combine. Muskoge's own making the most during his time in Indy. The Badgers' safety on repping his home state on the big stage. Audio courtesy Badger Athletics.
It's a blessing to be here and be able to represent Wisconsin and all the guys that are there that have come through there that are still there, the coaches that I had. It's a blessing to be in this spot, and you do everything you can to prove the ones that bet on you, prove them right.
Fingers crossed for the hometown kid. The NFL Draft begins April 24th in Green Bay.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Our team installs year-round, so why wait? Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Dane County's largest selection of the all-new 2025 Equinox has arrived at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Lease the 25 Chevy Equinox LT for just $299 per month. New colors, more storage, and all new tech. 36-month, 30,000-mile lease. Must qualify for lease loyalty or conquest rebate. $19.95 due at signing plus taxes and fees. To approved credit through GM Financial. No security deposit. Visit Zimbrick Chevrolet Sun Prairie and ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Offer ends March 3rd.
Hungry? Quick Trip's got you. No dinner plans? Food's here, and it's a pizza party. Don's pizzas are 4 for just $10. Choose from a variety of toppings. So easy and delicious. Get plenty to eat and keep your wallet happy too.
Food's here, and it's ready when you are. Quick Trip isn't just convenient, it's here to make your life easier and better.
Fuel up at your ultimate destination for snacks and meals that hit the spot. Only at Quick Trip.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
We're on the Badgers.
Who would have thought after 2 seasons
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
that Greg Gard would have less of a hot seat than Luke Fickell?
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Yep, we're almost out of time. Thanks to everyone who bore with us through our technical challenges that we had earlier in the program. A lot of YouTubers still watching, though, so thank you for watching, and we look forward to your feedback on the camera angles, like Mike from Texas. I think it's cool to get an inside look at the studio. Yeah!
There it is.
Yeah,
Mike. Thanks to Rob Vogel, by the way. I want to make sure we're factually accurate. And whoa, Nelly, it wasn't the SEC championship that was decided by the coin flip, just the number 1 seed for the conference tournament, which is the same thing. Like, sure, your coach.
But it doesn't like give home court advantage, right? It's just still all at the same place.
Better seed, right?
Better seed, and the number 1 seed gets a better time advantage. They get the better rest because the lower seeds or the worst seeds have to play the later game before, like the semifinals or the championship.
Coin toss is so lazy. I still think they should always do rock, paper, scissors. Like we do that with baseball. Like if we do instead of a coin toss, let's let the kids go rock, paper, scissors, and whoever
So it's not
wins.
the coaches. It's what the kids do. It's not the coaches that.
Do you have a team captain or like?
Yeah, you bring out a captain. You say, "All right, we're going to go this route." You just go ahead, let the kids figure it out. It's fun.
Do you as a coach, like Matt LaFleur says, we want you to call tails and we want you to take the ball? Do you have any sort of?
You trust their instincts. That's what you do.
But you better go rock.
Has anyone ever appointed themselves a captain and gone out there for the rock, paper, scissors?
No, there have been people that have given themselves chains, put chains with their numbers on it. But I don't think that's the same thing as Jair.
I don't know. Zadarius Smith played for you guys.
Or Zaire. Yeah, Zadarius. It's a combination of the two.
All right, well, that's it for us today. We'll have Evan Cohen tomorrow. Thanks for everyone coming along for the ride with us today. Enjoy your view of the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.